Hey y'all, what's going on YouTube? Let me stop this up. Thank you for playing again. Hold on one second. Shoot. Okay, sorry about that. So, hey, well, see, how you doing? So I realize a couple of people are on right now, but y'all know I'll be pushed for time, and I got time right now, so I was like, let me do this video, because I had a couple of questions. I'm sure a lot of people in the sector done watched that Beefing 313 video. Hey, Almighty ISIS, he interviewed the guy that showed the security camera footage of Rob Rack being arrested. I listened to that interview, and like I said, I just had a few questions. But the other question I had, and I was wondering if you guys was wondering, is will Tracy go to court to the preliminary hearing today? I was wondering that did she stay in town because of the preliminary hearing? Did the police tell her not to leave? Like, what's really going on? Because why did she go home after this incident? I was wondering that. Hey, Kim. Hey, well, see, just got home from work all night. Got to make coffee. Oh, thank you. Hey, Lisa. And so, yeah, those are the questions I was asking. Hey, Sassy Francis. Yeah, I was just wondering if she was staying in Sacramento, like I said, to go to the preliminary hearing, or did the police ask her not to leave? And the reason why I asked this question is, and I know she said that she didn't file any charges on Rob, but I don't know if that's the truth or not. I don't know if that's the truth. And if she didn't file the charges on Rob, did the police file him with the charges? And the reason why I say that is because I was reading over and I took a photo of it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I took a photo of, people were showing the police record, the arrest warrants and stuff like that. So let me see if I can find it, because I had a question about that because of this right here. Hold on. And that's why I was wondering if she was gonna go to court or not. Okay, right here it says, hold on. It says, hey, just Andrea K, Mika Red. Hey, Miss Philadelphia, Diane from Brooklyn. So this is why I was asking if she is going to go to court or not, or if she filed charges on him, or if the police filed this charge in particular on here, because it says possession of a firearm by a felon. Then under that it says willful threat of crime puts person in fear or safety. So when Tracy was talking to the police, could she have told the police, um, I don't even know why she would be summoned to court, because this is a preliminary hearing. But if this was she, my thing is, was she talking to the police and she told the police that she felt in fear of her safety, or because she was in the room with the gun, right? So, or did the police put that down there? So did the police give him that charge? That's what I was wondering, because she said she didn't call the police. Via the interview, we know that several people called the police. Hey, EJ, Rita. So I'm thinking, okay, like, what's really going on with that? Because at the end of the Rob Rat video, and that's another thing about that interview last night, a whole lot of people were asking a whole lot of questions that they could have got the answers to if they would go to Rob Rat's channel and look at his last video. That's why I was confused about. But my question is, no, Tracy didn't file the report. I didn't say she filed a report when she was talking to the police. Did she tell the police that she felt like she was in fear, or did the police just put that down? That's what I was wondering. Because Could that willful threat charge come from Ex Hutchinson when he threatened her kid? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because this is what they initially charged him with, you know. But that's another thing. That's a good question for hey y'all that came in. You know what's going go on today, because this is a preliminary hearing, right? When they go to court today, it's not going to be a trial. When you go to the preliminary hearing, they ask you, do you need a lawyer? They tell what the bond is. They tell the charges. They ask the defendant if he's guilty or not guilty, and that's pretty much it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what a preliminary hearing is. It's not a trial. As pertains to the interview, a couple of people, one person in particular, I think his name was Kang something, said he was gonna go to court, right? And Beefing 313 was saying, if they go to court, he'll throw him a little something. He said that to the Kool-Aid guy as well. And so we'll figure out, they will get to, tell people what happened in court, right? But like I said, it's preliminary hearing. But number two, it would be good if somebody went to court and came back and told Beefing 313 what happened, because I want to know if Tracy's going to show up to this preliminary hearing or not. Whether she has to show up or not, I doubt it, because she's not being charged with anything. But this willful threat of crime puts person in fear of safety. I would like to know if the prosecutors will expound on that charge right there. Because that's half of the $100,000. This charge right here. So I'm wanting to know, did she say something to the police? Did she tell the police that she felt in fear, or did the police just say she was in fear? You see what I'm saying? And so you think they might end up dropping the threat charge? I don't know. It would be. That's another good question. I think the charges for when the person in the office called the police. He called the police because it was a threat and the safety issue. But you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense, Sassy Francis, because she is not the only one that was in the hotel. He was playing with that gun. The gun could have misfired, and it could have went through a wall, and it could have hit somebody else. you know. And so yeah, that's good critical thinking right there. I agree with that. She hasn't left yet, so my guess is she's going to court. That's what I was thinking, you know. And another question as far as if she'll go to court or not, is she gonna go to court because she's concerned about the guy, or is she gonna go to court to get some more, commentary. You know what I mean? And so yeah, because at the end of the day, the guy's in jail. You know what I mean? He met up with Tracy or whatever. I'm glad that he's in jail because I think that he's a threat to society. And because he was playing with the gun, he's already a felon. Not only that, he's had a breathalyzer in the car. He could have killed somebody driving drunk, in a car. That's why he had the breathalyzer in the car. So yeah. So I don't know. And if the threat charge is dropped, will they lower his bond? They don't necessarily have to drop the threat charge because other people were in the hotel. So that'll be a interesting thing to find out. Hey Chloe, hey Cloud, I forgot to speak to you the other day, Cloud, because we were having a conversation. So that's the second part of my title is, will Tracy show up to court? You know what I mean? Because it'll be interesting if she does show up to court. And there's been so much stuff said, and other people said that they was gonna go to court. So if she really goes, whether she tells us she went or not, the other people in the courtroom that are supposed to come back and tell us what happened, tell Beef and 313 what happened, they'll let us know if they saw her in the court or not. Do you see what I'm saying? And so yeah. So I was wondering about that. But anyway, that was the second part my video. Like I said, and I'm trying to drop this link because I'm kind of pressed for time. But if anybody want to come up and say something about what I'm getting ready to say or what I have said, feel free. So let's talk about, hey Tisa. So let's talk about the interview, right? I'm sure a lot of people have seen the interview by now. Shout out to Beefing 313. It was a great interview in my opinion. The thing that struck me was the chat. A lot of people, number one, why were people in the chat mad at the dude? They were saying they was gonna make him lose his job. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they was mad at him. You know, people would call him, and then they were saying he was lying. They were saying he was lying, for whatever reason, you know. And I'm thinking clearly he telling the truth, and not only because that video, that first video that came out, yeah, they say he gonna be in big trouble. He gonna lose his job or whatever, you know. But I'm thinking, you know, privacy and all this and all that. I can understand that, right, Deanna? Because they dummies, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, why they mad at this man? Like he was bringing the tea, you know. Well, why you mad at him? You know, Tracy and Rob is the one that did this whack stuff. So what you mad at him for? You know, I'm tripping. And if he didn't speak out, we wouldn't have seen Rob in handcuffs. You know, and people around here acting like I don't know if they trying to turn Tracy into a victim or something. I don't know. And I understand the thing about privacy rights, but so he brought the tea. People be doxing people out around her all the time. You know, so I'm like, what the hell? You know, I was confused about that. Jesus said, I'm not mad at him, but I do know you can't release company video to the public. Right, and I believe that. You know, it's just like when the Tamika Jenkins case, it was all kind of hotel footage. When the Kanika Jenkins case came out, if any of you guys followed that case, it was all kind of hotel footage, you know, of that. You know, so it ain't like nobody ain't never did it before. And who cares if the video of him getting locked up get released anyway? That's what his dumb ass get. He shouldn't have been playing with the freaking gun, you know. And Tracy down in the chat trolling, and that's another thing I couldn't understand why Tracy is down in the chat trolling. Like, girl, and then she calling them idiots. I got a screenshot of that too. I'm like, are you for real? Hey, Deanna.
Hi, Olivia.
Hey, girl.
I just had one thing to say about them talking about releasing the hotel. We're talking about the red roof. And y'all need to stop that type of some company footage. Them Indians ain't worried about nothing but somebody to come to work and clean them rooms every day. All the rest of that, y'all can kill that. Okay? I'm just saying. The red roof.
The red roof fucking in, girl.
They up there telling he gonna lose his job. That boy just got hired. He said he was in training. His training kicked in.
Girl, didn't you hear him say his training kicked in together?
I was tickled. And then I was like you. I looked in the chat because I woke up and went over there and they was cutting up so bad in the chat. I said, you know what? I'm gonna come back and rewatch it because it's too many dummies in here. Oh, you gonna lose your job? Wait a minute. Well, so Tracy going up here to meet this stranger, sitting in a stranger face, smelling like mustard. All this she ain't did no wrong in this, right? Like, come on now.
You know, that's what I'm not understanding. They acting like they more mad at this man than they are Tracy, and the Rob dude. And Rob put himself in jail. That's what it's
even he said that. Even the boy said that, and he said Tracy need to be locked up too for obstruction of justice. So she trying to like
being a dumb bitch, in my opinion. You know what pissed me off was that she was down in the chat trolling this shit, right? And calling people idiots and shit. First she said she was gonna hit the link. The bitch didn't never hit the motherfucking link. And they all down there like they calling her, trying to turn like acting like she ain't done nothing motherfucking wrong. Bitch, the first thing you did wrong was you took your black ass down there and you this motherfucker, you know this motherfucker was already playing with a gun, was already getting drunk, because that's what you said. You trying to make yourself act like you're a motherfucking victim yesterday when you ain't no fucking victim, because you know, cussing at your own people because they was loving it. So I want to make it make sense.
How is she a victim? And then she hit him after she knew he had a gun. How is she a victim? She said it was talking smack. She said it was going from room to room, hotel to hotel, Airbnb to Airbnb with him. You driving his car. What victim is doing all of that?
Right, what victim is doing that? You ain't a victim, bitch.
Treated trifling. And like I said, I ain't saying he did nothing right, but that boy did not deserve to go to no jail. Fuck around with Tracy trifling ass up in no daggone California. Now he's gonna do some real time. Fooling around with damn YouTube.
I don't give a fuck. if he do some time or not. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But that's
I
what
know
the
how
case
you
is
feel,
doing.
but I'm just saying seriously.
Right,
It's some
right,
bullshit. Bottom line though. It is
right.
some
It is some
bullshit.
bullshit. It is some bullshit. It's some bullshit. I agree with that. This whole thing is some bullshit. But you know what? Here's another thing about Tracy playing a victim, right? Ain't you the one that contacted that man first? So
Yep.
to me, he set up this whole scenario. But his clout chasing ass, he's so thirsty for clout and shit on YouTube, he
Yep.
fell for the bullshit. So you on there,
Indeed.
okay, you degrading the girl, you humiliating her and stuff and all this and all that, right? Getting your clicks and views and your whatever, it is you trying to do, acting real ignorant and shit.
Break
You
the
fell for the
internet.
okey
Yeah.
doke, nigga. And then Tracy trying to act like she care about this nigga. No, bitch, you care about a video. Let's keep it a buck.
Exactly.
I'm tired of
Exactly.
people running around here acting like it's something that it's motherfucking not. I got frustrated by this shit, Deanna. I'm like, look at her. It don't make no sense.
I've been enjoying it. I ain't gonna lie. I
Me
enjoyed
too.
every 7 days of this shit.
Girl,
It's
it
been very entertaining. It actually made us step up our beef sector content. I ain't gonna lie, cause honey, I've been watching people I don't even watch getting giggles and
okay,
shit.
girl. Deanna, I've been watching motherfuckers I ain't never watched before. I've been trying to follow the big breadcrumbs. If they say such and such got a video up, you know what I mean? Shit, I go try to watch. I hit the link and watch the motherfucking video. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay,
I ain't even
okay.
never heard of some of these motherfuckers before.
Thank
You
you,
know?
thank you. And I'm
But
steady going
last
around here like, oh, they on it too. Oh, I say, yeah, we eating good out here on these little YouTube streets. Everybody gonna have them a little Valentine change. Next.
man, let me tell you something. Jay Wilson and what's old girl over there? Puff the Magic Dragon over there. They done I
Ooh.
think they done made more videos than Tracy done made.
Wait a minute, who is Buff the Magic Dragon?
I need a weight loss program.
Oh shit! Well, you know she was gonna get her piece in, honey. You know
Okay, and
she
I
was
think
gonna get her little piece in.
right, and I think she mad because ain't nobody trying to say, "Well, I'm so sorry he spoke to you that way," and I'm thinking she mad 'cause, and getting frustrated because ain't nobody giving her no sympathy because he was dragging her ass. I think she feeling well about that. If we're gonna keep it a buck,
Who?
that's right,
Who?
Elsie. Look in the chat, Brianna.
What?
I mean, look in the
Hold
chat,
on.
Dan.
Why would somebody give her some sympathy and you over there, you said you loved him?
Right? No, not Tracy, Brianna, but Tracy too, though. Yeah, both of them want sympathy. Yeah.
Oh, child, please. We don't know how to go around here, honey. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay.
Ain't nobody
I
got
was like,
time for
what?
that.
And then why is Jay Wilson so upset? I think he upset for payola or something. I don't even really
You
know what's
know
going
Jay
on.
Wilson trying to do it for a coin. You know Jay Wilson ain't no damn upset and don't give a fuck about trees. How you gonna tell somebody that we ain't friends, ain't no friends on YouTube, and next thing you know, you up there trying to act like you going to bat for it? Please.
Right.
You
First
know
he was
what
trying
that's
to
for.
support her. Right. First he was acting like he was supporting her. Then he just went in on her. I'm like, damn, this don't make
Because
sense.
when he was acting like he was trying to support her, she didn't want to hear back. She didn't have no time for that.
Well,
So
now
he
that's true though.
yeah, so
That's
she was
true.
she said that I heard her, I clicked in one of her videos and she was telling somebody, I texted him and told him I was okay. I don't know what's wrong with him. Like,
Wow.
girl, no, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Like, is
what's
this
wrong with
what you
you?
like? Come on now. But you know what? They were saying that it was a play, and I'm starting to believe it because, like I said,
Right.
Teresa just
Right.
sat up there with Mona Simone when she died before. So what is we to
Oh.
believe that she won't do?
Oh,
She came
damn.
up
You know what? I
missing.
forgot about this shit.
I ain't forgot. Came up missing. When she said to me, she don't do plays, and I said, wait a minute, hold up, because we had to eat your ass up about you knowing about Mona Simone wanted to plot her death, and you got
That's
on here and you
true.
ain't said 2 words about it. So that means that you was a part of a play.
That's true. That's true. You make a
She
good point.
sure did.
You make a good point. But what just frustrated me, you know what I mean? And I try to keep it cool. I'm still keeping it cool because I really ain't saying what I want to say. I really just want to cuss the bitch out at the end of the fucking day. You know what I mean? Honestly.
You might well
You
get it
know,
off your motherfucking chest, hell, everybody else.
like, but I got kind of frustrated when a bitch try to make herself seem like she was a motherfucking victim. And you got the nerve to get mad at somebody for doing commentary. I'm thinking make it make sense. Like I don't understand,
It
and I
don't.
also
It
don't
won't never.
understand. Right, I don't understand the motherfuckers that's coddling her ass and making it seem like she didn't do nothing wrong. Bitch, you did something wrong.
And that's crazy too. It's like, no, you know what? It's not them calling her. These is bitches that's just like her. And they'll do some shit like that. They goddamn self.
Yeah,
They see a lot
yeah.
of themselves in treaty, so they can't see them dogging somebody like that. Because hey, they probably doing it now. Rolling across
Mhm.
town on to miss some nigga in the chat or some shit. You can't put that
Right,
past these folks. These folks ain't got good sense.
right, right. They ain't got good sense. A lot of them don't have good sense, and they get mad at this dude, for telling what's going on. They even saying he was lying, right? But the reason why he not lying, his voice was on the first video. The first
Hmm.
video report, you could hear him talking. It was the same voice, right? And number two, the
Hmm.
Simply Made chick, she said that she called him, and he said he recognized her voice. She recognized his voice, and then Grish called last night and also confirmed it, because they recognized each other's voice. So what is the lie that he telling?
Why would he have to tell a lie? What
Why
was
would
this
he tell
man
a lie?
that don't know nothing about this chicken head, don't know nothing about this alcoholic? What is he getting out of just jumping up lying on them after he done already uploaded the damn video?
After he uploaded the video first.
There
You know what I mean?
and really, okay, so tell me, what was the lie? What was there to
Him
lie about? We seen him dog her. We seen him how he talked to her motherfucking ass and how he treated her. What could
right.
he have said that could have been a lie or that was go over top what already been done to her that we witnessed?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
just don't play in my face.
Right. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are stupid. Why is they trying to
Mhm.
make it like he did, he lying or something like that, or even that he did something motherfucking wrong? Because if anybody else that was familiar with YouTube, they would have did the same motherfucking thing. They would have uploaded the motherfucking video.
Okay. Honey, let me have it, got it. Child, I've been uploading, probably would have put, so got somebody to put a little body of me in it, child, narrate.
But I think they got mad because he didn't know like what was actually going on in the room. Because he said the first person that called him, told him to go look at the Rob Rat video, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he went and looked at the video, and then he knew what is this D is this the mayor?
Yeah, this the mayor of Detroit. How you doing today?
Yeah, how you feel? Oh yeah, I
I
know
just
this.
left your room.
And but
Oh,
I
okay.
see he was telling a lie. And Demar, hold on, man, I don't know what you think about this, but Deanna, here's the thing. Why was Tracy in the motherfucking chat trolling like she ain't done nothing wrong?
Because she
You came
retarded,
down.
handicapped. That's why.
Say what
That's
now?
She handicapped. I mean, why else? What would make you want to troll somebody who telling something that's already been told by you and a nigga that did it to you?
Right, right, right.
Wasn't no reason to troll him except for she ain't got good sense.
That she ain't got good motherfucking sense. I'm like,
Well, I'm
girl,
gonna
you
jump
can't even.
down, get back up in this chat, honey, because I done pulled up to my destination, but I had to get on here and put my 2 cents in.
But thank you so much, Deanna, because girl, I
All
heard
right,
your video. I heard your video last night, and I was cracking the fuck up.
you know we gonna laugh about this ignorant shit because it don't
Okay,
make no sense.
exactly. And she got the nerve to be calling ignorant. I'm thinking, girl, are you okay? You ain't calling nobody ignorant. You the most ignorant, raggedy bitch on
Thank
motherfucking
you,
YouTube. And the fact that you
thank
call
you.
yourself having this motherfucking back is even more disturbing because, bitch, he could have shot you too. He told you he was gonna put three to the head. What about that? Don't you
She
understand?
a victim, but didn't she have his car after he went to jail? Now let me go.
But
There you go.
that's another thing, Deanna. Before you leave, right? She
Mhm.
said the police told. She said the police told the car, right? And then the dude said, and the dude really don't know what happened to the car. But my thing is, did they really tow the car? And why would they tow the car in the first
Why would
place?
they took? Thank you, and it's in a parking spot, baby. Bye. That's a lie. He didn't
I
get
think
caught
they
in
took
no
the
car.
car.
He wasn't caught in the car. Why would they tow his car?
Right? Why would they tow his car? That don't even make sense to me.
She
Can
a
I
big liar.
can I answer that question?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay.
Thank you, Deanna.
Was this car in a hotel parking lot?
Yeah.
That's the reason why they told it.
Oh.
That's the reason why they
Oh.
told it.
So do
Because
you
it was
think the hotel had the car
what's that?
towed because they told?
Because it was it's on their property. he's not a he's not a paying guest at that property, so they went ahead and towed the car, and they have every right to
Right.
do that.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I agree. They do it. Absolutely have every right to do that. So but
Right.
the reason why I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, my thing was the reason why I asked that question is because she kept stressing that they towed the car and he had the keys, and I didn't understand why she kept stressing that point. And so I'm thinking, well, does she still have the car? But like you said, he wasn't a paying guest anymore. And then they told him not to come back to the property. So that
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep. So they considered you trespassing.
Right, 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 right. And another thing I didn't understand. Hey, Seven.
Hey, no, I just wanted to tell you real quick that the hotel towed the car.
Yeah, that's what the
Um,
man just said.
okay, good, good, good. Okay, that's all I came up here for.
But hold up,
And
Seven. Let me ask you this before you go. Hold up, Mara. Seven, I heard you say something last night that while I listened to your video, I know you had made it earlier. But like I said, I've been following breadcrumbs, child, trying to make sense of this nonsense, right? And so I heard you
Yeah.
say something that was really interesting. When Rob was online and he was obsessed over the virus situation, did you give me the virus and all this and all that? I heard you say that.
Hmm.
What if he gave it to her? And I got to
That's
thinking
what
maybe that's when he was stressing that point. So if she
that's
didn't
what
get tested,
the that's what Deanna was saying. And once she said that, it made me think like, oh wow. So she really needs to go get checked out.
right, right. And that's real right there. Because he sure was
Hmm.
obsessing over it.
Yep.
I was like,
But
wow.
all right, let me get up off here. I'm in the chat though.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Are you
Bye.
still up here tomorrow?
yeah, I'm still here. I just want to, like I said, I didn't come up here. Like I said, I appreciate you for coming up here. I want to say, first of all, shout out to you and shout out to your chat room. A lot of people are overlooking the fact that he's a felon with a gun, but the thing about it is that
Right,
everybody keeps forgetting about the gun.
right,
Now,
right.
the thing about the gun is this: if that gun has any bodies on it, because
Mm.
they're going to do a ballistics test on that gun.
Oh wow, yeah.
Now, if that gun has any bodies on it, guess who's going down for it?
He is.
Thank you.
He is.
Now,
Because that happened
I
to one of
don't
my friends before.
right now I don't know how California does it, but in some states you get charged with each bullet that's in that gun.
That's true. That's true.
And and then
That's true.
another thing is, now just think if the gun was when we call the gun hot, we as far as like I said, because I'm a CCW holder. When we call the gun hot, that means there's a bullet in the chamber. Now,
Right.
if there's a bullet in the chamber, he can get charged for that too, because California, Illinois, and New York has some of the strictest gun laws in the United States.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right about. And then especially now, Demar, because all those mass shootings have happened.
Yes,
And so they on high
right,
alert. They even with the governor on the news talking about, the mass shootings that have been going on.
right. And the thing about it is this: now, seeing that he's a felon, and if he's a two-time felon,
Yes.
it all depends. Now, a lot of stuff that he may be able to beat, but that gun charge, he's not going to beat that gun charge.
No, he's not.
And
They have him
all
on
because
video.
yep, because for one, they got you on YouTube flashing that gun, threatening people, he threatened you to come back your life.
You're
And
borging,
I
Demar.
told
You're
him,
borging. Demar, you're borging real bad. We can't hear you. Huh.
is that better? Is
Yes,
that
yes,
better?
yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, what I'm saying is,
Damn. Wait a minute. Stop saying it. I can't. Can you drop down and
regardless,
come back? I can't understand what you're
all
saying,
right.
but I really want to hear what you're saying, sir. Will you drop down and come back up? I don't know if you dropped down or not. Let me try to take this off of here for a minute. Well, I think he might have. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if he dropped down. If he dropped down, I dropped the link again so he can come back up. But he is absolutely right. What if the gun is hot? You know what I mean? I know it. Yeah, he did drop down. I know in my state that if you're caught with a firearm and that firearm is not registered to you, and if there's any bodies on that gun, you can get charged. You're going to get charged in my state, with those murders. So he's right about that. Is this you, Demar?
Yeah, is that better, or am I still Borging?
You're a lot better. Go ahead on and speak.
Okay.
You're a lot better.
Okay. Like I said before, both of them had a choice. Both of them had a choice to walk away, and
Mm-hmm.
we can't. And everybody keeps on saying, "Well, he was drunk." No, because see, you had three choices. You had
Mm-hmm.
a taxi cab, you had Uber, and you had Lyft to take your ass
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, you are in your own backyard. So if you're in
Mm-hmm.
your own backyard, you could have left, came back in the morning when you sobered up, and came and got your car.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't
Mm-hmm.
listen to a lot what's going on, but I do pick up on some things. Now, what I'm hearing is that Tracy had his car for the whole day while he went to work, correct?
Yes, yes. She said
Now,
that.
now, if she was in such imminent danger, why didn't she just leave?
Exactly. Exactly. That's why she's not a victim.
You got over, and I don't know if this is true or not. So don't hold me to it. Is it true that she got over $3,000 in donations?
I don't know. I didn't hear that, but I can believe it because you remember when she came back, right? He did a video and he was talking about her real bad, right? And then she came back and did a video and she was talking bad about him. She was talking about his penis couldn't stay hard and all of this and all that. And so a lot of her supporters felt they wanted her to come home, right? And they felt like she was gonna
Right.
come home because she was making that video, right? So they started cash apping her and super chatting her a lot of money. The hood table say it was about $2,800.
Well,
So
I put it like this: whether if it was $100 or 8,000 or $100,000, you could have
right,
took your ass home. You could have went home.
absolutely,
You could have
absolutely,
got on that.
I
You could have
absolutely
changed
agree.
that ticket. You could have
Yep,
changed that ticket and hopped. You could have either hopped on a bus, plane, automobile. You could have caught whatever and went home.
right. I agree. I
Now,
agree. She even said that she didn't. She even said, that she was okay. She was good. She was fine. You know what I mean? So, and I believe her when she was saying that because evidently she used to that kind of treatment. She said she used to dealing with alcoholics. You know what I mean? And then when the police came, she told the police that she didn't know nothing about a gun, and she said that out her own mouth.
um,
So
I,
yeah,
I call a flag. I call a flag on the play for BS.
yeah,
And the thing about it is this: now, if MU is supposed to be your bestie, and she's supposed to be your what you call your sweetie or whatever. Now, if
mhm,
that was your
right.
friend should have told you to be like that movie called Get Out. Get out.
Right. Right, get out. Right, right, right,
So,
right. And then make it so bad,
I like,
like somebody said in the chat, she's still there.
yeah. So guess what? Now here's another crazy thing. Now, Tracy, I hope that none of his family is at that court hearing.
Huh. Mm. Well, now
If
he threatened her and said that he was gonna get his cousins to come over there and jump her.
see, yep.
That's what he
Now,
said.
now that right there alone, you about to get like I said. This man done lost his job. This man is about to lose his livelihood. This man is about to lose everything over YouTube and some punani.
Well, see,
Now,
here's my take on it, Demar. Here's my take on it. I don't care if he loses his livelihood or his job or his freedom or not, because he was still online being really, really gross. And he was putting now Tracy, she didn't feel like she was in harm's way, but he was playing with that gun. He was dislodging the bullets at the bottom of the gun. He was drunk playing with a gun. And also the fact that he's a habitual
yep,
drunk driver. He ain't supposed to have the gun. So and then you got all of this on camera. So really, you in trouble.
right,
Number one, you in trouble for clout chasing. Number two, you in trouble because you really let this chick lead you to this situation, right? Because if she would have went home, like you said, he wouldn't have had her. At least she wouldn't have been there, and made maybe he would have calmed down a bit, but he was so excited to have so many people in the chat. He felt like he even said, he told Tracy, you gave me the biggest, the most clout of all, old lady. He was like, thank you, Auntie. You know what I mean? So he really said to set Steph up along with her. Because at the end of the day, I really don't
Yeah.
think Tracy cared nothing about this man. I really think more than I think she might have cared about him, right? Because she was thirsty. She ain't had a man in a while. But I also think more so than that, she was really going there to get, some footage for YouTube, you know.
Like I said,
So
and like you
really
said
at the
before,
end of
I
the
don't.
day,
Like I said, I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry
right,
for none of them. I don't feel sorry
right.
for neither
No,
one of them because they had one thing. They had a choice. They had choices
yeah,
to make, and they
absolutely.
chose to make bad choices.
Absolutely. And
And so,
at the end of the
and
day,
look at that.
you have to be accountable for your choices, Demar. So I
Yep.
absolutely agree with you because they both are adults. I think he was 45 and she 50 something. So these are adults. So I agree. You gotta be accountable for your own choices.
Yep. It's like what I always said. We are liable. We are liable and responsible for our own actions.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he chose to do. I've made some, like I said, I've made some bad choices. I made some bad choices, and I'll be the first to admit that I made some bad choices. We have all made some bad choices. But the thing about it
Absolutely.
is this: your bad choice is about to put you behind that wall again.
Right, right,
All
right.
all
His
because
and
all
then
because of what?
yep, because he
Is
want to
it?
be
I mean, but
YouTube famous.
right. It was like I said. It's like we always say: is it worth it? Is it worth the clicks, views, likes, and donations? Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Because these are adults,
Right. These are
and
what
so I don't feel sorry for grown people. I just don't. I
we
really
grown.
don't.
We grown. Like I said, I'm 53. I'm grown. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
But the
me,
thing of
you, and Tree, we're our peers, Demar.
right,
So we know better. We don't live to half a century. If we don't know better
right,
than that by now, then I don't know what to say.
right. Now, if I go over somebody's house and I know that they're known for getting drunk and for pulling out a gun, the first time I see
Hmm.
that pull out that gun, all right then, dude, I'll holler at you later, and I'm gone.
Exactly. But check it out, Demar. She knew that before she went to
Exactly.
California, because she said out of her own mouth that he'll get drunk online, but when you get real drunk online, she just won't watch, right? So if she been watching him for a minute because she contacted him first, they say he showed play with the gun online all the time. So not only did she know he was an alcoholic and he started acting crazy when he get drunk, she also knew that he had a firearm.
Yep. Yep. But
So
that's
I
all. That's all.
it makes sense.
But that's all I came up here to say. Hey, I appreciate you for letting me up on your show. I really do. Like I said before, hey, um, his bad actions, like what they always say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So he don't
Yes.
want to. He didn't play the stupid game. Now he don't want a stupid prize, and his stupid prizes. He's about to be locked behind them bars. He's about
Yep.
to roll call. He's about to be somebody's jailhouse number again.
Yep.
And the thing about it is this: if he's anywhere as far as one strike, two strike, or three strike felon. Now, if he's on his third strike and that
Mm-hmm.
judge decided to lower that hammer on him, he might be
Mm-hmm.
gone. He might be gone for life. All because of what?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
Yep, some bullshit. YouTube. Let me ask you
Some
this though before you leave. Do you
uh,
think that this could fall under the three strike law?
yes, yes,
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
because like you gotta look at it. I mean, like I said, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that, nor do I claim to be a lawyer, but what I look at it like this. The fact that they came and they said, "Where's the gun?" and
Right.
then you got up here and said, "What gun?" Oh,
Right.
we're gonna look for this gun now. Now you done said what gun, and
Right.
now that you are felon at that, the thing
Right.
about it is this: she didn't have to let them in that room.
Wow.
She did not have to let them in that room.
Well, well, I heard that he let him in the room
How did he
because
let
he
them in
was
the room?
supposed to
She
be
let
laying
them in
in
the
the
room.
bed.
She's the one who opened the door.
Oh, she opened the door.
She
Okay.
opened the door.
Okay, I
Listen to
thought
the
he opened the door. Okay, you telling me
li-
something I didn't know.
listen to the video, and then she said, "This is what She's like, this is what you about to get." When she opened up that door, she said something to that fact that this is what you're about to get.
Oh wow! Now see, I was watching the video, but I was red balling it, so I didn't see
Right.
that part. But I did see at the end. You know what? But here's another. I'm glad you said that because at the end of the video, she said something. I just don't want him to come back or something that she said at the end of the video. Did you hear that part?
Yes, yes.
So my question to you is, she said the police had the cameras. She said the police had the phone, right? But if she's the one, it seemed like she was the one cutting off the phone. So did she
She,
give the phone to the police after she ended the video, or does she still have the phone?
no, the police gave her the phone. She didn't realize
Okay,
the phone was still. She didn't realize that he was still live.
okay. Oh, she didn't
So when
realize it. So does she have the phone, or do the police have the phone?
I think that she put the phone. She was trying to give him back his property. Now that's one thing I can't give her credit for. She was trying to give him back his property.
Right. Yeah, I heard her saying that. Uh-huh.
So by her doing that, I can give her kudos for that. But
Uh-huh.
anything else you done said, like I said, a lot of, it's enough of our black men that are in jail for some BS to begin with, and this is some BS.
Yeah. Yeah, this some nigga shit. I agree.
It's a right now, like I said before, but you also got to realize that the whole time that she was on that phone, you know who she was talking to that whole time, don't you?
Misunderstood.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was talking to her the whole time. See, I thought at first, I was speculating that Tracy had told MU to call the police, right? That's what I was speculating, right? Because and the reason why I was speculating it at the time is because I thought that after he said he gonna put three to her dome, and the way she was trying to be so docile and stuff, that she at this point, she got scared or whatever. But come to find out, no, they neither one of them called the police. People outside, several people was calling the police. You know,
Okay, now this the product. Now this is the question I have to ask, and
uh,
I'm sure that this question has been brought up before. Who knew what hotel she was at?
but I don't know how. See, here's the thing. If you looked at Beef and 313's interview last night,
Hmm.
they said that they were calling they were calling Red Roof Inns, and the Grish called the wrong Red Roof Inn, but the Simply Made person called the right Red Roof Inn. And both of them women talked to the security guard, right? And so they were also contacting the police about that Red Roof Inn right there. So it's just they'll dox the hell out you. They'll find out where
Oh
you
yeah.
are. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
that's how the Red Roof. Now how they did that exactly, I don't know, but they can dox you because of your background. The background in the
Oh
hotel
yeah.
room, what the wall looked like. They kept saying the wall was orange. That's got to be the Red Roof Inn. I've never been in a Red Roof Inn, and so I wouldn't know what color the walls are. You know what I mean? But
Right.
evidently, that's how they figured out what she was.
Yep. But it's all a mess. Like I said, I wish I hope the best for the brother, but the brother he going down for some time. They gonna sit him down for a while.
Yeah, they are. They really are. He's a two-time convicted felon. I posted the. Do you think that they'll lower his bond?
Hell no.
I don't think so either because of the gun charges and because of the fact
Because
that
of
he's
the
a convicted felon.
and the thing about it is this: they're not going. Like I said, and this is my assumption. Okay, so
Uh,
don't hold me to it. My assumption is this: it's the fact that that gun, they're going, like I said, that gun, that's what's going to hold him up. They're not going to
yeah,
let him out for the fact that they're going to run ballistics on that gun.
right, right. Yeah, he better hope it ain't a body on it, like you
He
said.
better
'Cause
hope
in
there's
my
no body
state,
on it.
yeah, yeah, like I said, because I agree. In my state too, if you're caught with a gun and it's not registered to you, if there's a body on that gun, you're gonna get charged with that murder.
Yep, because I know in Michigan, because I'm from Detroit. In Michigan, if you're caught with a gun, regardless, anything, if you're
Uh,
caught with a gun, automatic two
yeah.
years.
Oh, oh wow.
Automatic. No if, ands, buts about it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're going to jail for 2 years.
Wow. Wow. That is crazy. Well, like I
Yep.
said, he better hope it ain't no bodies on it. And then he
Yep.
gonna get fed time because it's not a registered firearm to him. And if you're a convicted felon, you're not supposed to have a firearm anyway, and that's in
Yep.
any state right there. So he done
Yep.
fucked up having a gun in general.
Yep.
And
Now
I
the thing
believe
about it
that's
is
the
this.
thing that Christian said, huh?
Now the thing about it is this. Now it might go to federal because for one, now, like I said, it's a stolen gun.
Yeah, yeah, and there's too much going on in this state right now with firearms. And
Yep.
so I think and then him being a black man, that's gonna be he got a couple of strikes against him already, being a black man and being a black man that's possessing a firearm that it is not registered to him, and also the fact that he's a two-time felon. So he got a lot of strikes against him.
And you better you know what another thing? You better hope that gun did not cross state lines.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that.
If that gun crossed state lines, that's federal charges right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
That
Oh,
that is federal charges right there because that gun crossed state lines, like I said before. And if they do find, like I said, I hope, like I said, they said it, like I said, and this is just some assumptions, that he scratched off the serial numbers.
oh wow.
You scratched
What?
off you scratched off the serial numbers, that's automatic feds right there. Automatic. You scratched off serial numbers.
Yeah, because that's illegal too.
Yep.
That's illegal too. That's
Oh
illegal too.
wow.
So
Oh
if like I said,
wow.
so now you gotta look at it like this. Now you got now you're looking at you scraped out the serial numbers. You're gonna do ballistic tests on it, and you better not hope those bodies on it. Tracy,
Yeah.
you ought to feel real good about yourself. You ought to feel real good about yourself for what you did. But then again, like I said, he has his own self to blame.
Right. Right. Like, do you
He
think
has,
that she'll go to court today?
if she's smart, she'll take a. If she's smart, excuse my language. If she's smart, she'll take her happy behind back down to the happy state of Texas.
Exactly. And then you know what? I couldn't understand why she didn't go home expeditiously after the police got involved. But do you think they could have told her not to leave? Because of that
No,
one charge of
No.
the safety
no,
charge?
no, no, nope.
Right.
Because you know what? If the cops were smart, like they said before, because they told her she had to leave the property, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Now, right then and there, you should have been looking for the quickest Spirit, Delta, United, American,
Yeah.
Happy Bus, whatever. You should have got yourself on a Greyhound
Yeah.
and take your behind home and sit your
Yeah.
behind home in Texas because you done got yourself implicated in some BS. And like I said before,
Yeah.
you better hope that his peoples do not
Yeah.
show up to that court hearing.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I don't understand how as a black person you're not gonna get yourself out of Dodge real quick. And the
Exactly.
police got involved. I don't even understand why she's still there.
And she
Like you
said
said,
she could change her ticket in, Olivia.
Huh?
She said she could have changed her ticket in if she wanted to.
exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
you might have to pay a little bit of difference. You may have to pay like $100 or $200, but your people looked out for you. Your people was
Right.
concerned about you. Your people wanted you to leave. Your people wanted you to go home, and that's the same thing that I blame Rob Rack's people for. Because Rob Rack's people should have been like, "Hey, Rob, get up and leave, bro. This ain't worth it."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I bl-
Why come Don Cato didn't tell him to get the fuck out the situation?
exactly. Why did Octavius Prime tell? If Octavius is supposed to be your boy, your partner, your hustler, baller, and shot caller, he should have like, listen, bro, this ain't a good look. Get up out of there.
Especially when
Get
they
up.
seen how bad it was getting day by day. But they were
Right,
cheering that shit on too, the
Yeah.
mayor.
right. Like I
Yeah, they
said
was
before,
egging it on. Yeah, they was egging
everybody
on.
was
I think they wanted him to see him. I think they wanted him to whoop her ass
I
online.
think
And,
so.
and he was getting more hyped up and more hyped up. And you can tell by him saying, "Can I get my lick back and stuff?" I really
Yep.
do
Yep.
believe that before Tracy left, he was wanting to whoop her tail.
You know what everybody's looking for, and everybody got it. Everybody's looking for a
Yeah.
train wreck.
Yeah,
Everybody's looking for the
absolutely.
train wreck. The same train wreck that happened with MU is the same train wreck that happened with Treese. So
Yeah.
now you got to look at it like this. MU had the cabin in the woods, then
And
Yep.
had the
everything
Suge,
else.
Yep.
then had the Suge debacle, then had the
Yep.
MU debacle. The
Yep.
only thing now Tracy got the same thing, but the only thing that Tracy got one up on her is she got a black man put in jail. That's all I
That's
got to
true.
say. And hey, y'all have yourself a great day.
Okay.
I appreciate you having me up. Have a good
Okay,
day.
you're
I'll be in
welcome
the
to come
chat
back
room.
anytime. And I appreciate your perspective, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Hi,
Grandma.
Olivia.
Hey, I
Yeah,
saw you too long, but I was really wanting to know a male perspective on the situation.
yeah, I
But let me
understand.
answer this real fast. This person up here says, so why are y'all upset with her? I'm upset with both of them, but I'm upset with Tracy now. I'm not upset because she's a grown woman and can't nobody tell her what to do. I don't care if she went down there or not. But the fact I am more grossed out. Let me say I'm more grossed out than upset. I am grossed out because as a woman, and as a woman of your age, you are my peer. You are too old to be acting like that. You played out every single freaking negative stereotype there was when it comes to black women. That's why I'm grossed out by the situation. And you let this man talk to you like a dog, treat you like ish. You set up the whole goddamn situation. That means you're a weak bitch. And why the fuck at your age is you trying to find D online? And so it's just an embarrassment to me. But as far as that Rob Rat go, he a stupid ass nigga. This was some nigga shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you have no self-respect. You have no freaking dignity. I'm grossed out by the situation. And that's I'm not upset. But that's what I'm blaming her for being a dumb bitch and perpetrating those negative stereotypes. So that's what I'm upset about. But as far as that nigga, I ain't surprised. He was doing it before her. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he absolutely put himself in jail. And that's what he get. I don't feel sorry for he in jail. He need to be in jail. Like I said, he a threat to society. Even if she wasn't there, he still would have been a threat to society. Playing with a gun, he a freaking alcoholic to the point where he got to have a breathalyzer in his car. He still could have hit somebody in that damn car. So he needed to be put down. He needed to
Yeah,
be behind bars before he killed somebody. So no, this is what it is. But I didn't understand why they was upset with the guy that was giving the interview. The guy didn't lie, and the only thing he could really tell was what was on the video. And when he posted the video, that really was the whole story. He didn't have nothing else extra to add, really. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, but he did let us know. And Grish confirmed, and the Simply Made person, Glamour, confirmed that they actually did call and talk to him.
yes,
They were
yes.
down in the chat saying that he was a lie. But clearly, he wasn't telling a lie. He wasn't sure of what kind of car that the guy drove, simply because he probably wasn't on at work. Are you still here, Grandma? Grandma, are you still here? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Damn, they can't hear me? I can't hear nobody. I think they flagged my video. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Damn. Uh, shit.
Okay, I'm back.
Grandma,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to see if they can hear me. I think somebody flagged my video because it went out.
Okay, because
Anyway,
I
I'm
got
gonna
kicked
tell you
out
push
too.
it through. Huh?
I got kicked off too.
Yeah. It said try again. I think somebody flagged me.
Oh
Uh-huh.
wow.
So both of us got kicked out. Why you getting mad at this man? He really can't tell you nothing except for what he saw on the video camera. They saying they're
Yep.
gonna make him lose his job. And
Yes.
Tracy down in the chat trolling when she should be embarrassed. The fact that she can come online and still act this way and still make herself look like a whole, try to turn herself into a victim, is beyond me because she should be embarrassed.
It
Okay,
was the
number one.
gaslighting and her contradiction in the story. One minute she was fine, she
Right.
cussing everybody out. I'm not in danger. You in this
Right.
chat, you're modding. It was a whole. We all the same age. I'm a little bit older than y'all. I'm a little bit older than y'all. And there's no way in hell that I would fly across country to be
Right.
and to be the sloppy ass drunk that you know how his behavior is. That is
Exactly.
no excuse. She put so many people's lives in danger. The people at the
Yeah.
Airbnb, which where they lived at. Anybody
Yes.
could have rolled up on that house. Everybody knew where they were at. Then y'all
Yeah.
go to the Red Cooch Inn, I'm saying hotel in Sac. And Sacramento has a very bad high crime gang rate. They
Oh
have been
wow.
getting riddled with a lot of gang activity down there. They don't play when it comes to the gun stuff. Um, it's just and Tracy put herself and everybody's. I think she at day 2 when he really started going ballistic. She should have
Right.
bounced. Was nothing going to
Okay.
change?
And then make it so bad, Grandma. Day 2 is when they got kicked out. She said day 2 is when they got kicked out of the Airbnb. Day 2 is when she had after she dropped him off from work, she had to find somewhere else for him to go. And so I think he told her to go to the Red Roof Inn that was down the street or something like that. So day 2, she could have been gone. So she was there and she's still there several days after day 2, after he started disrespecting her, Grandma.
Olivia, he called her everything. He talked about her cooch.
Man.
He was talking to her like a pimp was like he was about to. If she would have stayed, he would have had her on the whole straw. I'm sorry.
Right. And he wasn't letting her eat, he wouldn't letting her sleep, trying to break her down, like you said, like a pimp.
I got that vibe, a broke pimp, but I got the mentality that he was coming at her. I
Yeah.
don't. It was
He was
like
breaking her. Yeah.
he was grabbing all groping, just acting like 2 little kids. Oh my! I was
Yeah.
like, how
Yeah.
old are they?
Yeah. That's true. He could have left. You're right, Star. Right. He could have left any time too.
They
You
both.
know,
Yeah,
but
he
it
could have
was
left.
just total. It was total dysfunction. They both was getting something from it. It's like they both were getting off on it to a degree. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm just And my thing is, was Tracy drinking too?
They
Because they
both.
said she was on there smoking marijuana, and she looked down, at people that smoke marijuana and all of this and all of that. So you so weak that you gonna smoke marijuana and you don't smoke it just cause this man smoking it? Did he have you smoking dope too? Like what's real? Or was he finna have you smoking dope too? Like what's really going on?
She did everything that she dragged and talked about people on YouTube about in 6 whole days.
Right. Right.
6
She
whole
got
days.
zero credibility. Now I understand that credibility really don't make a difference, in this sector anymore. But the fact that she made herself look so bad and she's coming on now, you saying you fine, you getting mad at your own people, for coming at this man. You know what I mean? And like, and then you want to turn around and make yourself look like a victim, and then this whole thing is just for a show, right? Even to the point to where people saying the reason why, in my opinion, that people were saying that she pulled a scam, is because I don't think she pulled a scam, but I think she knew what her supporters were going to do. And
Exactly.
she was garnering sympathy for them after she came back and cussed them out, but only to come back 30 minutes
Kiss
later
her.
and say,
Kiss her.
we fine, we gonna work it out. And so that's what they were calling a scam, you
I didn't
know.
get triggered behind the behavior because I couldn't get my feelings too involved because I see the whole show. I was looking at this shit like a reality show because
Right. Me too.
I mean I know some people got triggered. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
discredit them because they did, but for me,
Yeah.
I was like, should they fucking
Yeah.
grown? It's just sad that they
Yeah.
put it out on the internet. Well, no,
Yeah.
it was sad that she allowed him to treat her so poorly.
It was for me. It was embarrassing and unfortunate. The whole thing, both of them, as black people, it
Yep,
was embarrassing and unfortunate. It was a bad. It was like a bad unscripted reality show. The toxicity kept getting worse and worse,
it
in
worked.
my opinion. And these are adults. And for that reason, I didn't feel. I didn't. Of course, I didn't get triggered by it because I've never gone through that type of situation. But a whole lot of people did get triggered by it. But also, a whole lot of people that truly like her and care for her, they were afraid for her. And for her to
Yes,
pretty
they
much spit
was.
in their face, like she cyber spit in their face at 2 times when she kept saying she was okay
Yep.
and she was getting mad at her own supporters. Then when she came back and roasted his ass, but only 30 minutes later to come back on and say that we fine, we gonna work it out. It's like she cyber spit in the people that care about her face 2 times. And that's amazing to me. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, wow. It absolutely goes both ways. Don't think I don't care about neither one of them. Both of them is dumb motherfuckers. But as far as that Rob Rat go, he getting exactly what he deserved. The only thing that's tripping me out is there are a lot of people trying to, for whatever reason, make it seem like Tracy is some kind of victim here. She's not a victim. She's a willing participant. She is
No,
a
they
willing
don't.
participant, and
Yep.
she out now is changing the narrative up as it go. Like she had a nerve to be in that chat, that beefing 313 chat last night, trolling, and they actually supporting the bitch. And I'm like, what? Make it make sense. Calling people ignorant. No, but you the most ignorant bitch on YouTube. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. From one grown woman to another. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But there's no low. That just stands to prove that there's no low that some people are willing to go for YouTube
For,
fame. Bitch, you
for
not nobody in the grand scheme of things. Okay? I would never be around these type of people. That's why it was very interesting to me. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the fact that she wasn't scared when he started playing with that gun when he was drunk. Because she said she wasn't afraid. And guess what? I believe her. I couldn't believe that you would go meet somebody that you know is this toxic. Because you
that
seen how he was acting online. I couldn't believe that she was the one that contacted him in the first place.
I was about
Okay?
to say that, Olivia. And then she said, "Oh, I can change him." That's a grown ass man.
Right, right. And they
You
both are. Now, don't get me wrong. She kept saying at one point in time, she grown, she can do what she want to do, and she's absolutely right. Because I said on my video, bitch, if you like it, I love it. Okay, I wouldn't give a fuck what neither one of them did. But you're gonna get mad at people doing commentary on it on YouTube. But if you didn't put it on YouTube, nobody wouldn't be able to comment on it. Do you see what I'm saying?
exactly.
So once tell me something, stay out of my business. No, bitch, this is our business. Once you put it on YouTube, it's everybody that's watching business. You
And the
see how
fact
that
that they
works?
were going live back to back for, oh my God.
The
They,
whole weekend, they went live so much. It was so much going on Sunday, Glamour,
and
that I
she
came
didn't
by
go
a whole
nowhere. They
house.
didn't go outside. They didn't go nowhere to take no tours.
They
It's
didn't
so
go
much to
sightseeing.
do
They didn't. How you gonna go
to the
fly
Bay
halfway around
Area.
the country, and the only thing you can do is stay in the hotel F and get drunk
I didn't
and
get
do
that.
and do YouTube videos.
She would have got more support with the tour for the Cash Apps and then watching that whole fuck shit show they was doing over there. It's so much to
Yeah.
do in Sacramento. It's so much to do in the Bay Area. We have a beautiful state. Well, I'm in Northern California, so I'm around that area. We have so many places she could have went, and they would have still supported her watching, them going out into town. But
Right.
no, they supported for alcohol, weed, hot coochie sex on live, soft porn, her getting cussed out, people getting triggered. The whole thing was just sad and selfish and irresponsible on both their behalf. Period.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. The whole thing was just like people like you said, people love to watch a train wreck or car wreck or whatever. But we're not gonna look away. You know what I mean? When we should have been looking away. And I don't understand how you can go to that level of depravity and not
Oh,
feel embarrassed about it. But at least he got locked up. You know what I mean? And he can't hurt nobody. You know what I
no.
mean?
And in California, the laws are so down. Each bullet they found, those ammunitions they found, he could get
Hmm.
charged for it. If he get a good lawyer, they might can wiggle some stuff down. But on that
Hmm.
same week, we had just had a mass shooting in House
Yes,
Bay.
yes,
So that was the bad time because, and he knew he was on probation.
yeah. He knew he was
Oh,
on
you on
probation.
probation. She can do it.
Yeah.
Anybody know if you got a breathalyzer in your car to start, you on some
Right,
work. Period. There's no denying it
right.
that you to know if this Negro, had to blow in his car to get it to go. He's on paperwork. Period. He's
It's
on
on.
probation.
It's absolutely on paperwork. And then the fact that she was willing to blow in the breathalyzer
I would.
and
I would.
drive that car. I would have been embarrassed. Number one, like how you gonna have me a halfway across the country and I gotta blow in your car just to drive it, just to go get something to eat or go get you some more liquor? Am I the chauffeur for your drunk ass? Like, what's really going on?
What she said when she got in the car, that's the first thing he said. You gonna have to drive me around. Because he want her to drive where he could get pissy shit drunk.
Yeah, so he can get uber drunk. You know what I mean?
Over.
So he glad he had somebody there to drive for him, to go get his liquor, to go, run his errands or whatever, and who meets a person and that you have to drive him to do laundry? I'm like, make it make sense. Hey, the Sassy Show. The Sassy Show. I understand that Tracy is your friend and you was trying to be in support of her. But child, how does she explain away, in your opinion, her actions? Not his actions, her actions as a female. You
And
know.
mind you, oh sorry, they didn't know each other that long. I don't care. It was a month. It wasn't that long. It
Right.
wasn't
And
no
then
6
she only
months.
talked to him on the phone. She only talked to him on the phone, Grandma. But she seen how he was acting online. So if you seen how he was acting online, what did you think was going to happen when y'all were face to face?
Girl, I would no way. I don't. I don't know because what he showed you and displayed on YouTube is how he is. This is not
Yeah,
off. That's who he is, girl. He wasn't gonna
especially when
change
he
in
was
48
drunk.
hours.
Right, especially when he was drunk online. Do you
Stand up
think
for
he
man.
gonna act any differently with you online? I'm confused.
I'm so confused. I am so confused. And then the fact that
And I
she's
guess,
cussing people out and getting
yeah,
mad. You turned on the camera for us to see this stuff. You know what it
yeah,
gives in the beef sector. You done everything diabolical on this application to people, and now everybody supposed to have sympathy for you, Tracy.
yeah,
No, no,
yes,
no, no, no. And him
yes. And the
too.
fact that you can even show your face, and I still want to know, is she gonna show up for the court date? Because that's more video for her. But I don't know if you saw Beef in 313's video, but some other that guy that released the security footage
Yeah,
says he might
Kool-Aid.
show up. And also that other guy, New Eric Kang, said that he was going to show up for the court date. So they might be able to tell us if she shows up to the court date or not.
And I was wondering why was they trying to say, oh, they're gonna get the boy fired. He did his job. Okay, he uploaded the video. I mean, a lot of people do that from jobs now. Everybody show up.
Right.
So
They
why?
did it in the Kanika Jenkins case. There was so much security footage in the Kanika Jenkins case released to
Yes.
where it was incredible. And TMZ get video footage like that. I remember a long time ago, years ago, when Beyonce's sister and Jay-Z got in a fight in the
In the
elevator.
elevator. Yep.
You remember that? And
Yep.
somebody released that hotel or venue footage. Somebody released it. Had they not released it, we would have never seen it.
Pepper would
So
have
it
said.
happens all the time. It ain't nothing new because they was over there in the chat talking about some privacy issue. I mean, this is the Red Roof Inn, with a couple of bottom of the barrel motherfuckers. Who give a fuck?
That part right there. That part. I mean, I was like, why
Mhm.
y'all attacking this man? This man is giving his account, what he seen, what happened, and he didn't know what was going on exactly in the room until he seen the video. But
Right. And you know what else I can't understand? I didn't mean to stop you, but while it's
anyway,
on my mind, and maybe you can answer this for me. What was the obsession over the car? Because they kept asking him, what kind of car was it? What color was the car? Like, who give a fuck?
because
The car ain't the one that got arrested.
they wanted to debunk Tracy saying that Rob had a nice car. It was a charge. They just they picking. They just wanted, Oh, remember she said, "Oh, he has a nice car," and then she said he didn't have a nice car. The car was broken down, so they want to know. You know how the beef sector is. People.
Yeah, and then the man probably wasn't even at work,
No,
pulled up or whatever, because clearly he works the night shift. So he was trying. He thought it was a Civic. Then he said he seen a Charger in the parking lot. And then he said it could have been either car. He thought it was a green car. That's cool, but that line of questioning was just for what? The car didn't do nothing. I didn't even understand why they
they
kept
was going to
asking
dox
about
the
the
car.
car.
They was going to
I ain't
dox the car.
Who cares about the damn car?
They
About
was going to
saying
dox the car, Olivia.
you know what I mean? Who cares about the fucking car? Like, what is the deal with the car? Like, it don't mean he was telling a lie just because he didn't know what kind of car it was.
And then he said the police station was right behind the hotel.
Oh my God, that's another thing. He said the police station was right behind him, girl. I was like, oh my God. So Rob Rack is playing with a firearm and threatening
Right.
this woman to give her 3 to the head in the police station right behind him? Make it make sense.
And he knows Sacramento because he lives there. Okay, it's only two red. I'm gonna stop calling it the red coochie. I just call it. Somebody named it that. The Red Roof Inn. It's only 2 of them in Sacramento. Sacramento is pretty big. It's only 2 red. And how y'all land by the one behind the hotel?
Damn. Of all places, just Dumb and Dumber.
So all they had to do was walk to the. All they had to do.
Then they have to put him in the car. I know what you said. They just had to walk him around the corner, child, and handcuffs.
They had the car there.
Oh Lord, they didn't even have to put him in a police car, child.
They did, because they take him down to the jail, so that's why they got the car out. But they,
I was like, wait, what? The police station right around the corner.
Did you see any police cars when it was at the door? I think I didn't see any. No, I didn't.
I didn't see no police cars either, unless that. Now there was a black vehicle that they were putting him in, so I guess there was a police vehicle there. You know what I mean? But technically, if it's right around the corner or behind the red roof,
it was that one black car. That was a guest car. That had to be the world dumbest, stupid ass criminal. The police station right behind you. And you heard what the police said, "Are you still on live?" So they was watching him. They was watching him.
Right. Wow. And then the guy said that the police asked him, "Do you think this a prank?" Because they have been getting calls too.
Yes.
And he told them no, that he seen it, him dislodging the bullets out the gun, on the video or whatever. And he showed him the video. I was like, wow, they already knew that there was a gun on the property. You know what I mean? Because it had already been reported. And that it just seemed to me like they was trying to make the guy out of a liar. When clearly he wasn't telling a lie, because Grish and what's the lady's name? Grish and Simply May confirmed that they were talking to the guy. I was like, wow.
He said, I remember y'all voices. I'm like, y'all just up here just
right.
Oh, the beef sector's undefeated. They don't care. Grish said, I'm gonna let y'all know I dropped a dime. I'm like,
okay. And Simply May did too. I was like, whoa. Yes. So that's how they know. That's how they know that the dude wasn't lying. And so, and I'm thinking, why is Tracy down in the chat, trolling, basically, in my opinion, when this dude ain't telling no lie? Because the only thing he could really talk about is
what he saw
on the security camera.
And what the people was telling. And what the people was telling.
And also, what was on the left. Now, see, here's what I didn't understand. All the people that try to make it seem like this dude was telling a lie, all they had to do is go back and watch Rob Rack's last video, because that video is still up, or it was up, and they could go back and see him playing with the, dislodging the bullets, and him saying that he was going to put 3 to Tracy's head, him saying that he was going to get his cousins to come and jump her. They could see all that stuff he was saying about her, calling her ugly, comparing her to other women. He said Tracy popped him in the head, girl, because he said Thigh Babe was cute. I said, well, damn. That tripped me out. I was like, wow.
It decop for life comment if you can. Can you say
I'll find it. Hey, Sassy. Sassy, is it you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Olivia. How you doing?
Hey, Sassy.
Oh, all right.
Hey, Grandma.
Hello.
Good to hear from you. Miss Olivia, I never clicked your link. And today I got a few minutes, and I've been tuned in for about 20 minutes, and it seems like you guys are talking about this responsibly. So I have a question for you guys, if you haven't already said this, and forgive me if you did.
Okay.
I was wondering how you guys felt about, and hey, chat, anybody I missed, how do you guys feel about them now calling on the night manager or whatever, trying to get him fired? Do you think that that's warranted?
No, they should be calling that man job.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was warranted, because he pretty much gave some tea. Everybody wants tea in the beef sector. I understand that people were saying that it's a privacy issue, but in this situation, I think somebody else would have did the same thing if they're tuned into YouTube. And like I said earlier, people release this kind of footage all the time. So I don't know what the motive. I guess maybe they just being messy and want to get him fired for whatever reason, but it ain't like he told a lie. So I don't. Why do you think they wanted him fired, Sassy?
I think that let me back up, and that's a great question for me, right? But waking up at 2:30 in the morning, to go get some water and go pee pee, and then like, ooh, wait, okay, some this shit then popped off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and can't turn it off, right? And
Right.
anyway,
Girl, I was on the
you
toilet
know.
last night trying not to fall asleep.
I was like, wait a minute, like this is the story that keeps on giving, and I'll get some background. I am a Tracy supporter, and I
Right.
have been watching this story for probably like 3 months now, right? So I'm
Right.
very interested in this story. It's like a documentary coming to life for me personally,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
right. So in regards to last night, I felt like the majority of the chat was unbelievably what's the word? Like I kept telling somebody that I talked to, I kept saying, I'm confused. I'm confused. Like they were so dark and
Yeah.
they were reaching so much instead of just like listening to the man. I mean, they wanted him to not to be a mole. They wanted him to not work at the Red Roof. They wanted him to be
Right.
lying. They wanted,
Mm-hmm.
like you guys said, the line of questioning was so off base. Who
Mm-hmm.
cares about the car? Like she's not driving the car. And if she is, I mean, see me, I got a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, hood in me. I would have used the car and the credit card by now. So I ain't judging none
Me
of it. You
too.
know what I'm saying? You
Me
can't call
too.
me too you
Y'all
can't
have been
call me too
eating
many.
all the wings in the world.
All the wings that card is gonna swipe for, baby. It's
I
on it.
was
I don't give a damn. You can't call me
I
that
would
many
want
bitches and me not try to
yeah,
get your ass. It's just not gonna
yeah.
happen for
I
me,
would want to
right?
keep the car so I can get around. Because I clearly my
I would
car
have
is
kept
not
the
there.
exactly. I would have kept the car so I can get around, and I'm not gonna steal the car
Wait,
unless I don't know, but
I
I
don't know if
definitely
I
would
would
have.
have kept the car because I don't know what Rob was doing down the sack because I might have. I don't know about riding around.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. But just
That's
talking
true.
hyperbole, I
Yeah.
probably would have tried. But he kept the keys, and he's just a weirdo. Because if he was thinking, he would have gave her the keys to the car so she could have
If he
got.
could,
And it's not
if
about
he could, he
caring.
would have
If
gave me the keys. Right.
it's not about caring. If he was smarter than he was, he would have thought to himself that I need to give her the keys and the phone so she can get in touch with my people.
That's true too. That's
Well,
true
we don't
too.
know if he was a security guard. He might have been a front desk person. We don't know what I'm reading people chat about. If he was a security guard, he could be fired. He might have been a front desk
He's
person.
not a
Well,
security guard. He's a
he
front
said he
desk.
was security. He said he was security, but I still don't understand. Like Sassy was saying, why do you want the man to get fired?
He didn't
Well,
say
I
he
mean,
was
like I
security.
said, I'm sorry.
He
He
didn't
didn't
say
say
he
he
was
was security. He didn't
He
say
didn't
that.
say he did not say he was security. He said that he was
Oh,
in security. He was doing security management training videos. There's
that's true.
not, yeah. So what he's saying is he's the night person at the Red Roof.
Right,
It's normally quiet. This
Yep.
night
right.
there was some stuff going on more than a noise complaint. So he's the front desk
You
person.
know what, you're right about that, Sassy. Let me say it differently. He was the like the person at the desk, like you said, the desk person that checks people in probably at night or whatever, check you in, check you
Yeah.
out. Maybe that's what his job
hmm
is. So yeah,
Yeah, and then it's probably he said it was really normally it's really quiet. That's why it's his second job, and so normally he's just
right,
dealing with ordinary noise complaints. You know what I mean? So, but this
right.
one was a big deal. But I just felt like even from the chat's energy, like, and like there's not anybody on in the B sector that I hate. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah,
don't. That's not how I have maneuvered myself in the B sector. So I understand that I'm being naive right now. But when I saw that chat last night, I was
Me
like,
too.
the hate was really prominent. I was like, wait, why are y'all tripping about somebody giving us tea? Like, just listen to the tea. It's
right.
pretty clear that it's correct tea.
Right, and then everybody was talking about the video before the interview. When the video came out,
Yep.
a lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people had it on their channels.
They were
You know what I
asking
mean?
for the interview. People was
Yeah,
asking.
asking for the interview, and so I don't understand the hate either. But let me ask you this, Sassy, and I know you are a Tracy supporter. Like, what
Mhm.
do you think her actions were? Uh, uh, like, what do you feel about her actions?
Throughout the vacation, so-called vacation from hell.
Right.
Is that what you're asking me about?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
I feel a lot about it. I feel a lot about it. I don't come from high levels of trauma. So
Mhm.
for me to be in that situation is the only thing, only way I can really relate to it is like I just can't be in that type of situation. I'm
Right.
too scary and it's not familiar at all under any
Right.
circumstance, right?
That's why I said I
But
couldn't be triggered. So yeah.
yeah, I'm not triggered because I don't come from that, but I
Right.
understand that
You
a lot
gotta
of
come
people
from it.
do. So I feel bad for them, and I wish that they
Right.
could just log off. And like I said, for me, it was more like watching a real life documentary about two people's lives, more than me. I was never triggered, you know.
Right.
But I
Yeah,
was
like a
screaming at the
regular
TV,
reality
and I was
show. Like
rant.
a bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a real reality series for me, you know. So
Yes.
I was
I
let
had
me
a
say
whole
that.
range of emotions. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say I was desensitized because I was grown up, raised in the hood, from the hood. I see stuff like that every day. I'm not trying to be rude,
I have
but
never.
I got
Okay,
desensitized to some
yeah,
things like that.
I,
I've never seen anything
I've
close to that
never.
in my personal
Right.
life at all. But
I
Right. I have
like I always,
never.
my
yeah,
little tag phrase is I come from normal dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little crazy,
Right.
my mama a little crazy, my daddy's a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Like I just come from normal
Right.
dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? But that
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
calling me all them bitches and hoes, and I'm gonna put three
Yes.
bullets in your head and all that shit. I'm not.
Yes.
So I don't know what Tracy was going through, and in fact, I'm not even sure if I told Tracy yesterday on her panel that I feel like once she gets home, I would love to explore with her defense mechanism and more of like really how she felt because
Right.
I'm not sure that we were really getting how she really felt. I think that in her mind, she,
Do you
she was
think she was trying
like
to save
being
face?
delusional
Do you do you think that she was trying to save face
with him or with us.
with the whole situation? Yeah, with us.
With us,
Mhm.
perhaps that was a defense mechanism. I mean, one thing I want to point out is that every documentary or every true crime series that I've seen, these women are people that come from DV situations or anything close to that, don't they
Right.
always go back? Don't they always have a defense mechanism? Don't they always cover for the perpetrator? Don't they
Right.
always like, say one thing and then
Right.
or say they're leaving and then go back? So I feel like
Yes.
although this was very shocking for us
Right.
on
Right.
YouTube, I feel like this is the way that it goes, right?
Well, you know what? Sassy, you're absolutely right. Now, because I've worked with domestic violence victims, but my issue is, seeing as how Tracy is though Tracy said that she's used to being around drunk people. Um, she's told us things about her past, about some situations that she's been in. But seeing as how I was perplexed by the fact that she knew how he was going into the situation because she's seen it online. And so you're right about how domestic violence will try to cover for the victimizer or will try to stand behind him. But I don't think that there was enough time. I don't feel that not only was there not enough time for her to be disinvested, but I don't understand how, because of her past and because of her age as well, why put yourself in that situation in the first place? That is what I would really want to know.
Well, I think that a lot of people put themselves in really bad situations. I think I read in the chat somebody said she's not a victim. I've never called Tracy a victim. She was definitely a willing participant, right? Point blank. I never called her a victim, nor does she call. I didn't hear her call herself a victim. So that's not
Okay.
where I'm
Well,
going.
no,
I had to
no.
dig deep.
that's
Yesterday I felt like she was trying to pull a Karen,
yeah, she
because she did a
was.
lot of backtracking, and I felt like she was trying to. When I said that I felt like she was trying to save face was when she's trying to pull a Karen, because
How so?
she absolutely knew what she was going into.
Right, but how so? How do you what specifically? Just one or two things. How did yesterday did she appear to be so called pulling a Karen to you? So then I can address that because I didn't.
When she starts saying stuff like when he was saying he was going to cut his friend's hair, maybe he was going to see his probation officer, or when she was saying stuff like I think at one point in time she said she did feel afraid. Um, when she was saying stuff like I didn't know what was going on outside. When she was saying stuff like that, I felt like she was trying to save face as well as pull a Karen. Trying to turn herself
Well,
into a victim when I don't believe that she's a victim because she
well,
had this information beforehand.
She actually said that she wasn't a victim and that she wasn't afraid. So I can only go on what I've
Right.
actually heard her say because some of this stuff is hyperbole and some
Right.
of
And
this stuff
then
is
no,
just you
then she
guys.
turned around. Then she said that at first, and then she turned around and said the opposite. So she was
She
switching the
said she was
narrative.
scared. She had to tiptoe around them. She was playing
Right.
submissive to
She,
get up
well,
out of
her
there.
she said that that wasn't her exact words, and I don't mean to be semantical because I can't stand when people are semantical. When I understand what
Mhm.
both of you guys are saying, but what if we're
Mhm.
gonna bring the point that she was saying that she was scared when in fact she didn't say she was scared, then that's I think that's a big enough point to bring up. What
Right.
she said was that she didn't want to like him to blow his top, so she was trying to like tiptoe
Right.
around the situation. That
Right.
I
Well,
think
just
is
let me say that those are my words, is because in my opinion, when she was
your
saying she had to
interpretation of it, which is
go around
fair. Yeah,
him and he had to be calm, she had to be, calm, and why would
yeah,
she want to, aggravate? That's in my opinion, breaking it down in my words. That's her saying
right.
she was scared, so she had to act a certain way around him.
I got you, and
So
I totally get it, and I totally get it. I don't know,
yeah,
like I said, I don't like. We're just up here for pontificating and conjecture,
right,
and I get
right,
it on some levels, but on the other level, I get her saying that if that's true, because again, if you're not gonna get your ass up and leave, then you better
right,
tiptoe around something with a dude
right,
that's glocking
right,
and clocking and
right,
bullets are dropping on the floor.
right.
You might need to compose yourself to some
Yeah.
degree. So I
And
don't
then
know
check
why
it
is
out.
that
I believe her when she say that, but my issue is, why put yourself in that situation in the first place? That's my issue. At the
because
end of the
and
day, my issue is,
yeah,
why put yourself in that situation in the first place when you knew what the situation was beforehand?
because Miss Olivia,
Hey, Flo.
millions of million. That's a good question, but millions of people. How many you got in here? 443. I bet 243 of these people are in a volatile situation right
I
now.
believe that.
People
Yes, I agree.
people
I
do
agree. And for that
people do
information,
this.
and because of that, and because of that, Sassy, I feel like it was real reckless. What
Very.
went on? I feel like the whole situation was really, really reckless. And Tracy is my peer. Tracy is not your peer. And because of the fact that Tracy is my peer, and because of the fact that she has been in these situations before, she should
Mm-hmm.
have known better. There is no excuse, in my
There's no
opinion, for
excuse.
this to
There's no
had to
excuse.
have happened.
No,
And
it's
this
absolutely.
she had enough.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this uninterrupted. Program. Excuse
Okay.
me for interrupting. Because people have a tendency, because of the way I talk, to not hear me clearly.
Uh-huh.
There is absolutely no excuse for what went on, but that is past tense. Now we're in present tense. It did go
Hmm.
on, so that's what
Hmm.
we're talking about now. But I started
Okay.
out the statement saying I would have never put myself in that situation because that's not familiar for me.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No. Yeah. I just can't. I just don't understand. I still don't understand why put yourself in that situation when you know what is the motive behind you putting yourself in this situation when you know how dangerous this situation is going into it. Like, I don't
Let me.
understand. Can you I
Let,
don't I just really
yeah.
would like her to tell. I just really, for me, the end of it would be for her to be completely honest and just say why she went into this situation. Because, like you said, a lot of people think a lot of different things. I heard people saying that she was coming in, she went down there for the D and all of this and all of that. And I would hope, I'm hoping that is not the reason why she went down there. Um I, I I'm hoping that I really don't even know. I don't understand why put yourself in a situation where you can be harmed. I don't
But
understand
the
that.
reason why I keep saying that, dear self, honey, the reason why I keep saying that is because a lot of people put themselves in this situation, and I can't answer that. I don't know why they do that.
No, I
I
know.
think
I'm
I
not
could.
answering. I'm not
No,
asking you
I'm talking to
that.
dear self now because that's my
Okay.
homie, and she's like, "Well, we're talking about the past." I'm like, "But it's already done. Like it's like
Right.
I don't like talking about mute points or fruitless things. It's done. Like we can keep screaming and screaming, and not Miss Olivia, but anybody. Well, why would
Yeah.
you go? Well, why? Because it's clear to me it was a fantasy. If she was in a delusion, she wanted this.
Hmm.
She wanted this bad. She wanted to an adventure, the adventure of it all. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Wow.
she did, I mean, and then she gets down there and, oh, honey, was it an adventure? It was a hell of an adventure. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even think anything tops. I've been in the beach sector 3 years now, but I don't think
Yeah.
anything tops this in the beach
Me
sector,
either.
period.
Me either. Me either. She set a new
It,
So,
record. She set a new record for dysfunction because this was worse than the VS situation. This outdid the VS situation.
this,
It outdid
absolutely.
any gate, any one of the because we had several gates around her, DC gate and Vegas gate and whatever gate. And the IHOP situation. This outdid any of that to me. But let me read this.
Every,
Butterfinger
everything
says,
and anything.
yeah, but let me read this real fast. Butterfinger says, Olivia, pure or not, some people experiences are not yours. I absolutely agree with that. Some women feel like they can handle the person because they love them.
Mhm.
Now I
That's
understand
right.
what you're saying, and like you said, pure or not, um, I do feel like she can handle the. She felt like she could handle the situation. I do feel like at one point in time the situation got beyond her. It got out of hand. But yes,
yeah.
I do feel like she felt like she could handle the situation. I don't understand that love part because we are too old to be in love with somebody that we met online
Can I speak on that?
that we've never even met.
Can I speak on that, please? Because,
Yes.
see, you're the perfect person for me to speak on this with, and I'm the perfect person to answer that because
Okay.
you're married. You've been married for a very long time. You
Yes.
don't even you may have heard, but you have no idea how hard it is for women of a particular age out here. You don't
Yes.
hearing and experiencing is two totally different things. And I've been
Yes.
telling these women, even though I'm not quite that age yet, God willing, I will be that age. And stop, y'all
Mm-hmm.
need to stop letting grass grow up under your goddamn feet. Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
Lord. But stop it because this is what it leads to. It leads to you not knowing how to date. It leads to you
Mm-hmm.
rushing into things. It leads
Mm-hmm.
to erratic behaviors. And it
Mm-hmm.
leads to people grooming you. Stop it, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like women, get out the damn house and live your life.
I
And
agree with that.
I also want to speak on internet dating. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot. You guys, internet dating is not for the faint of heart, especially in these type of communities. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can, the cautiousness that me and Langston took is like you guys don't even understand. Like this dude didn't know nothing about me. I didn't know nothing about him. We were just talking. We didn't even have each other's phone numbers. Okay? We were talking on an
Mm-hmm.
app because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know who you are and I don't know who sent you and I don't know what your motives are. So there
Mm-hmm.
are things that you guys can do to protect yourself. But if I was some wallflower or some woman sitting hoarding in the house with three cats, maybe I would have just been so excited that a man was giving me attention that I just didn't take the necessary precautions. And I don't know if that's what Tracy did, but I do think that it's very prevalent. And Tracy is not the only online relationship that I've been
Oh
privy
no.
to. And I see that they just jump into stuff and they start
Yeah.
swinging this love thing around. And sex on
Yeah.
the first date is not what it is. And I don't give a damn if
Yes.
you fly goddamn to Dubai, bitch. You're not getting this precious kitty. This is technically still a first date. So take sex
Absolutely.
off the table and see if this nigga still wants you.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And then I realized that I have been out of the loop for the while, and I don't understand the online dating thing simply because when I say I don't understand the online dating thing, um, I'm coming from a place of safety, right? It is simply not safe in my mind to be doing such a thing as that. And I understand it's popular, and millions of people do it. You know what I mean? But for me, it's a safety issue first and foremost, because for me, my first concern when it comes to safety is me. Okay, not love, not D, not wanting to be with somebody. It's safety, and we've heard so many tales of this thing going badly, and a lot of times ended in death. And so that is maybe when I think young misbehaving, is this you? Is this
Yes.
misbehaving? Okay,
Hey,
younger
Olivia.
people are bolder. You see what I'm saying? And this is the way that y'all do things. So when I'm
Miss Olivia,
saying,
my aunt is probably your age. She just or
uh-huh,
maybe older. She got married 2 years ago to
uh-huh,
a man that she met on Plenty of Fish. A really nice guy, bought them a house,
Plenty of
very
fish.
successful guy. Yes, exactly. That's why I named it. That's why I said
Mm.
it. And is a professional. He's a professional. He bought them a house. They got
Mhm.
married, and he's a lovely, lovely man. So
Mhm. She got
it's not an
lucky.
age thing. It's not an
Yeah.
age thing. It is a sign of the times thing because we're not hanging out like we used to hang out. So the bottom line is,
Right.
regardless of who you are, there is a safe and protected way to date online, and
Right.
it can
Right. And
lead
I
to
and I and
romance,
I
love,
I
and marriage.
feel like your auntie, I feel like she got lucky. Because for every good outcome, like your auntie had a good outcome, but I feel like for every good outcome when it comes to online dating, there are 10 or 11 more bad outcomes simply because we know that whether it comes to dating or not, all the weirdos are online these days. Not only when it comes to dating, you got child predators,
Mhm.
you got murderers, you got I don't know if y'all heard the story about the guy that was he was a black dude, young black dude, good looking, but he was meeting women offline and he was killing them, robbing and killing them. And this story is only a couple of years old. I wish I knew his name, but he was being predatory towards women online. So there are a whole lot, for every, I think that there are a small amount of good outcomes, but I think that moreover, there are a large amount of bad outcomes. And that's why it's a safety issue for me. But I understand that this is not my world, and I can only see, this type of thing through my view of the world, if that makes sense. You
Of
know.
course,
So
that's the only perspective that we have. But I mean, I would be just as cautious, and I'm just as afraid of somebody that I meet at the gas station. It's really no different for me
yes,
personally.
I agree with
You
that.
know,
You know what, Sassy? I agree with that too. Even if you meet somebody in person, you still don't know what a person's motives are, off the rip, and you have to be cautious. I know, like when I was in the dating world, if I really wanted to go out on a date with somebody, the first date that we had would be in it was in the daytime, number one, and it would be in an area where we wouldn't be alone. And I was taught that my mother and my father drilled in my head over and over again, especially when I went to college. Please be safe. Please do A, B, and C, and D. You don't know anything about these people. Don't be alone with these people. All of this and all of that. So I have always been focused on safety, because that is what was taught to me, and it was taught to me repeatedly. Repetition is a
absolutely,
powerful
absolutely,
thing. So that is the place that I'm coming from. So you're right. Even if you meet somebody at the gas station, even if you don't meet them online, you still have to be careful. Absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely. So yeah, but I really would like to know that, because everybody got a motive. Okay, Grandma, everybody got a motive for everything that they do. And my issue is, what was Tracy's motive? Just to meet somebody, or did she also have an ulterior motive? So those will be my questions. And so yeah,
Mm, okay. Yeah, I think
what's
those are
going
fair
on?
questions.
Yeah, what's going on? Misbehaving, misbehaving.
Hey,
Is she still
Olivia.
online?
This is what I
Hey, how
want to
you doing?
say.
I can't hardly hear you, love.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
Can you hear me now?
I can. I can hear you.
Yes. It doesn't matter what age you are. Some females just have low self esteem, desperate to be in a relationship and have someone. How many times have we told our children or sisters, try to give them advice about a man? Something's wrong with them, but they just want to be with that guy. But truly, I believe Tracy has a mental delay. I've been hanging around in the beef sector for years. And I know you one of the OGs, and I can call out a few others. But back before Tracy had this independence on her own platform, she was a follower, a tag along, easily swayed and manipulated. She just wanted to fit in. Now she has her own platform. She's lonely. She weak minded, like some females tend to be, and she went out there to California, or came out here to California rather, and just desperate to be with a man. And she doesn't know how
Mm.
to, yeah, okay, I made a mistake. Let me go back home. But I know you can meet terrible guys no matter if it's online or in person. But you all have to be careful, use judgment, and you don't have to rush, ladies, to be in a relationship. You can be married for 10, 15, 20 years and be unhappy. But love yourself. You
Hmm.
have to love yourself and be confident. The best
That's right.
freedom in the world is to be independent, have your own home, your own money. Just book you a little
Mm.
peen appointment and make sure the peen is good and send him back home. She would have been better off staying up in Texas and finding one of them little military boys, paid them a little $100 and bought them some J's. It would have been cheaper. And you don't have to
Mm.
deal with the stress. But she doesn't have, at least we didn't see it. We don't see it. Any friends in real life. She's not working. She's stuck in the house, and YouTube is her life. So if you're weak minded, it's easy to be swayed and to live in a world of delusion. And
Mm.
that's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, she has some wicked ways, but I don't like to see anybody mistreated. But
Right.
she needs to be held accountable for the decision she's made, as well as he is responsible for the decisions and choices that he made. He knew he was a
Yeah.
convicted felon. He knew he was
Mm.
on probation. He
Yes.
willingly carried that gun. So you should
Yeah.
never, all of us should never put ourselves in a situation where we can be locked up or harmed and then say, well, if I wasn't chasing this piece of tail, I wouldn't be here. He could have went home at any time.
Yeah.
He could have went home. So that's all I want to say. And ladies, be safe. But as far as plenty
Mhm.
of fish, I know a lot of my little nurse girlfriends and a couple of siblings that's been on plenty of fish. And honey, those are some weirdos, pedos,
Mm.
and everything else.
Mm.
And they think I'm cautious and suspicious. Honey, I don't trust nobody. I'm watching
Mhm.
Well, thank
everybody.
God my aunt
And I'm
found. Well,
running
thank God
a
my aunt didn't
check.
find a widow or a pedo. Thank goodness for that. Maybe
Yeah, I
birds
think
of
she
a
found a
feather.
needle
Okay,
in a,
tough.
I think she found a needle in a haystack. The sassy show. I really do.
Okay,
Maybe
because honey,
maybe.
I run the license plate. And I get my girlfriend down at the sheriff department. Let's run this. I need to see IDs and everything. I've even taught my
Mm.
girls, you going on a date, I need to meet this dude. And I need to take a picture of his driver's license and a license plate, baby. And I offer him a drink at the house so I can get them fingerprints. You're females. Protect yourself at all time. And you ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day. And thank you for allowing me
Thank,
on your platform, Olivia.
all right.
Have a
All right.
blessed
Thank you
day.
for coming. Thank you
Kwani
for
says
coming.
Sassy got lucky. Is she referring to Langston? Kwani, with all due respect, I didn't get lucky. I was cautious and like the lady said, I didn't. I mean, I don't let grass grow up under my feet, so I wasn't
Mhm.
desperate for a man by any stretch of the imagination. But we chose each other and we vetted each other. So I don't, that luck stuff is like, no. If he was a weirdo, you guys would have never known about us. That's just how
Mhm.
I roll in real life, online. None of that was different for me. Where I met him didn't matter and didn't change how I maneuvered.
Mhm.
Can I also
Well.
say something real quick? Real
Mhm.
quick. Also, with the when the internet first came out and with the internet dating stuff back in the day, it wasn't as bad as it is today. It's crazy now. It's unsafe. You got to be very careful, and like Seth says, you got to vet the person. I don't
You
think
gotta vet.
staying 7 days with somebody you just met on YouTube or anywhere is safe at
Right.
all. Period. And you shouldn't have been staying at the same location. That's another thing. It was just so many red flags before she even went there. I would have booked another room somewhere else. He wouldn't even know where I was staying at, to be honest, at the hotel, to be truthful, period. I
Mm.
mean, and then you have to realize for everybody that we just came out of almost a 3-year lockdown, and she was in that house by herself for a long period of time during that time. So I get her being lonely and want to, spread her wings and stuff because all of us was on lockdown. Thank God I have family, friends, and people that I was able to be with during the lockdown. But this thing
Mhm.
being locked down like that for all those 2 years, being single, and somebody finally came and kind of sparked a little fire in you, so it was just plain Russian roulette with this whole thing with this dude because he crazy, period. Ain't no question about it. And when
I mean, he
and
Before
was
I
even
go, can I ask you, ladies, before I go, thank you. Can I ask you, so what do you guys think about him not only going to jail, getting arrested, but the amount of time that he's looking at? Do you feel like that's warranted, or do you feel like, gosh, like YouTube caused this in a sense? Like, what's your position on him and facing that amount of time?
do you want to
he
go
was
first,
bound to
Diane?
get. Oh, go, like, yeah, go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying his behavior was like that. Was I heard before he even came over to the beef sector? It just caught up with him. He just got caught up. He was reckless. He's responsible for his own probation. He
Mm-hmm.
was riding around dirty with a blinkety blink. He knew what he was facing. He just got caught up. And I mean, it's sad that he got all those charges. Most of them might get dropped down or
Hello.
reduced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hello.
So,
Just 1 second, please.
so I don't, and then yeah, I don't feel bad for him. I'm just sad that he got caught up in the situation, but he knew what he had. He was been facing. He was on probation. He was
Right,
on a breathalyzer to drive his car, so he
right.
knew what the odds was for him, and he didn't have to bring the gun. What was he scared of? I'd have been asking, why you got it? Are you running for somebody? I'd have been asking 50. Yeah, no, no. He knew what he had facing him. He knew.
Yeah,
It's
well,
no way. Okay, go ahead,
right.
Olivia.
Okay. Well, for me, I am glad that he is locked up. Because he is a danger to society, in my opinion. Not only because he was, he's got a fascination with his gun. And he was threatening people online, threatening to harm children. Threatening women, threatening men. Not only that, I think he was a danger also every time he got in that car, whether there was a breathalyzer or not. I feel that the fact that he is now incarcerated, and I hope that he's there for a very long time. I feel that he made somebody's life probably has been saved because he is now locked up. Now, as far as YouTube goes, he was exhibiting these behaviors for a while, from what I understand. Even before Tracy started going back and forth with him, he was already doing this stuff, and so he really, at the end of the day, he's responsible for his own actions. And I am glad that he is locked up, simply because, like I said, some ain't no telling whose life probably has been saved because of the fact that he's locked up now. That's how I
Okay.
feel about it, Nancy.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, good points from both of you guys. Okay.
And so this is how I feel. I'm glad he locked up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. No,
in
I
general,
mean, yeah. Right.
not
Right.
just because of YouTube, just because of public safety. For me, it's a public safety issue.
Yeah, I don't think he's a sympathetic character at all. I was just wondering how, people thought in general about that, because
Mm-hmm.
the Israelite counter sector is obviously taking, a different approach than
Mm-hmm.
perhaps the beef sector is taking, but then the beef sector is taking an even different approach and saying, Treacy is accountable as well. But it's just kind of, all the communities are talking about it, and I'm very interested in that part, because as he
Mm-hmm.
sits in jail, no doubt detoxing, most likely in the medical unit.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I wonder, like, I mean, I wonder some of the same questions you wonder about Tracy. I wonder about him. Like, did he ramp this up for the numbers? And
Mm-hmm.
now is he just like, OMG? Like, not
Mm-hmm.
only am I in jail, because,
Mm-hmm.
people can get arrested and you can be out in 5 days, or the bond could
Mm-hmm.
be a suitable amount for your friends and family. Nobody's putting
Mm-hmm.
up $12,000
Mm-mm.
collateral and paying 35 or 40K for an attorney for this dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that was just like, wow, like, yeah, he's been doing this for years, but he
Mm-hmm.
messed around, as they say, he effed around and came to the beef sector, child. And now he's
Mm-hmm.
locked up for possibly some time. So I was just wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, I think that eventually, hopefully, he would have been locked up anyway, whether he came to the B sector or not. Um, now, for me, like I said, it was a public safety issue. I am glad that he is locked up. We hear stories. I even know people that have been killed by drunk drivers. For me, I am a responsible gun owner, and this is not how you act with a gun. But for the fact that he's a convicted felon is very troubling to me. For the fact that he was obsessed with the gun and obsessed with always talking about wanting to harm
Yeah.
somebody with this gun. He even said he was gonna give Tracy three to the head. I mean,
Mhm.
that is not a light threat to me. That is not a game to me because I know what guns do to people. Do you see what I'm saying? And so,
Absolutely. It's crazy. And you're sitting,
and
and we're right in this 200 square foot room, and you're cocking this gun, and bullets are dropping on the floor. And child, what's going on? Oh, wait a minute
yeah,
now. This
yeah,
is not cute by any stretch of the imagination. And then
no,
listening to the clerk, he's saying there's several people calling. I know Simply Made and Grish were I guess the calls that hit home, but several people are calling, and they're calling both Red Roof fans. They're trying. I mean, and some of those are going to be haters and malicious, evil, demonic kind of people who want to see something nefarious happen, and then the other half of those people who are going to be people who are seriously triggered and concerned for this person's safety. So I
hmm
don't, that's why I said it's neither here nor there for me that the police were called, because this was not a little, like I don't get into that when they're calling CPS on kids and they're calling the cops
yeah,
and they're doing all this nefarious actions and it's not warranted. I don't even speak on no silliness like that. That's just ridiculousness to me. This was warranted. This was like, you can't tell me he's playing and he actually has a gun and y'all have
right.
already got kicked out of a place. I have never gotten kicked out of an Airbnb. Can you imagine?
And then she got kicked out. They got kicked out of the Airbnb the next day, because they were causing such a ruckus. That's another thing. As adults, are we saying that we don't know how to act when we go somewhere? Like, what is really going on here?
So,
They got
hello?
kicked out of the Airbnb because people were calling the Airbnb
Right.
and
Well,
put out a threat. So,
and plus,
I'm
we
sorry,
saw
somebody else,
video
is
of him
someone else up here?
outside. We also saw video of him outside acting a fool. And he
Talking
shot the
loud and
gun.
doing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it seemed like he shot the gun at one point outside because when Tracy was on the video, she was like, "What is that? Something, something, something," or maybe it was fireworks or whatever. And I think what she heard was him outside shooting the gun.
No,
So,
that was
is someone
I'm
else?
They had a
sorry.
New Year's. They was having a
That
little
was
yard
not him shooting the gun. That was clarified that it's Chinese
fireworks.
New Year. It was
Oh,
fireworks
is
and
what it
gun shooting.
was?
That's what they do, the same thing on New Year's that Americans do. So
Miss
that
Okay,
Olivia?
yeah, I know that.
he Hi.
Okay,
I
so
guess there's another person up here.
Yeah.
yeah, there is. Yeah, but it's not their turn. So yeah, so it was
Okay.
clarified that
Oh,
it was
okay.
actually fireworks. Okay, yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
All
or
right.
fireworks or a gun, but it wasn't from him. They do the same thing on Chinese New Year that we do
Okay.
on New Year's, So yeah.
Okay. Okay. But the fact still remains that they were kicked out of the Airbnb the next day. They accused
Exactly,
him.
exactly for abhorrent behavior. You're right about that. Regardless of what, yeah, you then that
Yeah.
see, those are the type of things that I was when you were asking me the questions. I'm like, but Miss Olivia, like something is going on with Tracy to the point where, like at that point, once you first of all, like she said, to have to drop a man off at work, I'm clutching my pearls. I'm not
Yeah.
first of all, if you ain't got PTO, I ain't with you, okay? So
Yes. Yeah.
you ain't got 2 days PTO, dude. We good. I'm good on that, okay? So
Yes.
secondly, so I now you and then you think I'm gonna get up out the bed and drop you off and work and I don't even know this city? No, the hell
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's the second thing. Then when I come
Mhm.
back, I'm tired. I just want to sleep. This is my
Yeah.
one peace of mind to know that you're gonna be gone for 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
Then to get
Yeah.
back and the people are knocking on the door saying sorry, but you gotta go.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
No, no,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I can't, I can't put myself in that type of position because I'm getting on the phone with my parents, my sister. We all on three-way. They telling me what to do, because
Yes.
in those type of situations, I mean, I was an international flight attendant. I've been walking around Peru and Guatemala, all kind of stuff by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So in those
Yes.
situations, I've been trained. Like I get on the phone, and if I don't know what to do, I don't have time to think about it. I'm calling somebody. They're gonna tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yes.
it's a different energy. And so that's why I'm not sitting in judgment of Tracy because
Yes.
perspective is perspective and your experiences are just your experiences. And if she doesn't have, like for me, that would have been enough. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that.
Yes.
Like you doing too much.
Yes.
So that's why
Yes.
I had to
Absolutely.
answer it that way.
I agree. I agree with everything you just said, Sassy. I really do. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Yep. So designs, did you want to speak? Thank you for waiting.
Oh, thank you so much. My thought process about it is even though that was his persona online,
Hmm.
but once she got there and the groping and all of that happened,
Oh God.
then the following day after she hit him and he was outside, she had a way to escape. I believe that you could love people and tell them the truth.
Yeah.
I do like Tracy, but I'm going to tell the truth.
Yeah.
My feelings about it is that I think she could have gotten away. I too have met a man online and married him, and I have a wonderful marriage.
Hallelujah.
But meeting him, my first day wasn't to bring him to my house. It wasn't for me and him to go to a hotel. We met in a public place. We spoke for a while. I got to know him. Yes, I knew his profession after the first day, and I knew he was an officer of the court. You know, he's a lawyer. And but
Mhm.
even though still there are crazy people that have degrees. There's crazy people that have,
You better say
you
it.
know,
You got that
yes.
right for
So
sure.
he did not know where I lived for months.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
He did not know where
Mm-hmm.
I lived. I took
Okay.
a taxi home. I didn't even take my car home. Whenever I
No, no.
went, I took a taxi home. The first day meeting him, I actually was an hour late, and he waited for me. But I
Mhm.
cased him out even before he seen me, because I asked him what he was wearing. And to me, I think as well, I am Tracy's age. I just turned 50 last year.
Mhm.
And well, I post a lot of my stuff online. As you see, I am in the beef sector because I like the little mess, but my channel is not above mess. And I post a lot of people have seen my adventures that I posted with him. I don't put him online because that's my channel. This is what I do, even though it's home decor. But I just think at that age, we need to be a little bit smarter. And
Mhm.
I don't believe that she was scared. I too was in an abusive relationship for many years. I know we try to calm the sea, we try to stay calm, we we will even lie and protect. But even after all of that happened, the day he went to work and she had to drop him off, she had a chance to get away. She got the hotel room, let him back into the hotel room. That same night, she had forgotten the charger at the Airbnb. He told, well, I can't remember if he told her to get it or she said she was going to go get it. She went and got the charger. And he said, go
You're
ahead, get
speaking
you
of a
something to
phone.
eat
You're speaking of a.
also.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You're speaking of a phone charger.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to clear it up because the car is also a charger. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
she
yeah,
forgot her
yes,
phone.
yes.
Okay, got
I
you. Okay,
get that.
go ahead. Ma'am. I'm
She
sorry.
went to the Airbnb to get the charger. She also stopped and got something to eat. He was in that room for a while by himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's only after the fact when it turned out the way it turned out, then she's going to say, well, oh, I was just trying to keep it calm. I was just trying. Even when she slapped him, she admitted to slapping him. And he was outside at the time. She could have gotten away. So that's just my perspective on it. I've met a man
Mhm.
online. I carried
Yes, ma'am.
myself a certain way. Yes, I
Mhm.
ended up marrying him. We went
Mhm.
all over the world. We traveled all over the world together. But it's just
Mhm.
a way. I think at this age we should get a little bit of pride.
Right.
The
But thank
the grabbing of the breast was too much for me.
Yes, that's well, I'm from a different era, and that was disrespectful to me as well. But thank you so much for your perspective. Hey, food junkie, thank you. And so we have a
That was
couple
a
of
great
people now. I'm
perspective.
getting down to the wire, and I'm gonna have to go in a little
Okay,
bit.
thank you
But
so
I want to
much.
give
Bye bye.
everybody a chance to speak. So thank you so much,
What was her name?
Butterfinger. I believe. What you say, Sassy?
What was her name?
Her name was Oh shoot, I don't.
V designs by V.
Yeah, designs
I used
by
to be
V.
V.
I used to be
V. Oh my
Tracy's moderator.
V. How you doing?
Hey boo.
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. crazy. Okay, hey girl.
Yeah.
Okay, bye
And so,
bye.
Bye.
and so clearly, she don't have nothing against Tracy or whatever, and I agree,
Mm-mm.
with everything she said. Butterfinger, did you want to say something?
Hello, ladies. Can you all hear me?
Hell, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Uh, I'm always in the bushes in different spaces, so I don't say a whole lot, but I watch a whole lot. The first thing I want to say is thank you to the people that actually paid attention, even though Tracy's mindset is what it is. You guys sprung into action to take this action towards this young man. Secondly, I want to talk about what I see online in this B sector is always
Mm.
somebody calling police and child protective services and all this other foolishness. But I'm glad we finally got to a point in 2023 where people actually pay attention to real issues. Third thing I want to talk about is this young man had a whole page. This Octavius dude, which is his friend, supposedly, even if we didn't step in, he was talking to somebody, which was his friend, who knew this guy was constantly online parading this gun around. My question is on that sector, why you guys didn't step in to save your friend that maybe it wouldn't even got to Tracy in the first place because you knew he had this type of behavior going on. So my question is to all of us, when we see things online and you know it ain't right, instead of us focusing on the foolishness, let's get to the real issues out here. If we see stuff like this going on, somebody got a problem. And if you want to call police and all these other agencies, call for that and not this other foolishness that we focus on that don't got nothing to do with nothing. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how old Tracy is, I know plenty of women and dudes. Your age could be what it is, but your mind may not be at that same age. And
Yeah, you're
obviously,
absolutely
she
right.
does have some kind of trauma bond going on with her. We don't
Hmm.
know that. We only know what we see on YouTube. So at the end of the
Yeah,
day, we can assess her and say she should have did this and she should have did that. But at the end of the day, I will say this: she kept the level head at least to get to the point where he was able to be arrested. And I thank goodness for that because even though she hit him that one time, it could have been the last time we would have ever heard from her. So that's
well,
the
I
only
do
thing
feel
that I
like
have
he
to
was
say.
building. I do feel like he was building up to something. And so, I do feel like he wanted to harm her before she left. I do feel that way. I can't agree with everything that you said, but I agree with that part right there. And thank you so much. I'm not trying to rush you along, but I'm pressed for time right here, and I want to give the last person intentional, if she's still on here, a chance to speak. But thank you so much, Butterfinger.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. But intentional, are you still here?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi. I just wanted to kind of like the younger lady just said because I was going to say that too. Just because your age reflects the years of you living, that does not mean your mind is at at your age level. For both of these people, uh, Tracy, I known Tracy from Cookie's panel. Um, and also coming from just being and coming out of a domestic violence marriage, it was very triggering for me. But it's typical women will take up for the man they're sleeping with versus the people they care about. That's very typical and common. Um, I saw isolation being done. I saw narcissism being played on both parts to a degree. I saw just a lot of just mental issues between the both. And she's very right. It was a lot of trauma bonding. That is how the connection started. Trauma bonding. Demons familiar with demons. So
Mm.
it's it's unfortunate to be impressionable like a child at the age they both are in. You know what I mean? And then you have to realize they were encouraged. They had a cheer squad behind them for the whole act. So when it got too much to handle, and the embarrassment of it all, that's when I think her mind started to click. But see, he was already in his natural element. He's an alcoholic. You know what kind of demon that is. You know, it's unfortunate on both ends. They're both going to be traumatized from this. It's going to lead to post-traumatic stress. That is coming. When Tracy gets home and face herself alone in that mirror, that's when the breakdown is going to happen for her. And hopefully, she gets some type of counseling because she's going to need it. Like I said, coming from a domestic violence situation marriage myself, I needed counseling. During the marriage, it got embarrassing. You know what I mean? So I wasn't talking to my family and friends because that's how embarrassing it was for me, because you get to blaming yourself sometimes. You know, you have to be strong. Her mind state is not strong within herself. And a lot of women, they have to look within themselves. That's what I learned. Look in yourself for the love and the voids that you're trying to feel.
Right. Well, I understand what you're saying. Number one, I don't think there was enough time for her to be this invested in the situation to the point to where she needed to cape for him for any reason. I do think that age is a factor. A couple with the fact that she said that she's been through these situations before. I cannot make her a victim. She should have been cognitive of her situation before she left, because she saw all the videos. She knew how he acted. I don't understand why she thought it was going to be any different from her. I do absolutely understand what you're saying, and you're absolutely
I blame
right.
both. They were willing opportunists.
And
They
well,
they
now,
took the opportunity.
opportunist is the right word. Now I agree with that.
Exactly. They both
You
took an
know,
opportunity against each other in this whole
I,
situation. It just went
well,
left.
I think that when it comes to YouTube, also, just as a when it comes to YouTube, I think that for some people like him, he thanked her. You gave me the most clout of all old lady.
Uh-huh.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Auntie. When he was disrespecting her and stuff. But I think for her that it was content as well. I think that at some point, I do believe that she thought she could handle the situation going in.
Exactly. Yeah. She
But I
wanted
think
to
that
be
it
the
did
grand.
get out of
She
hand.
wanted to be. I'm sorry. She wanted to be the woman. The grand prize that can change him. That can
Perhaps
make.
Well,
so. And I know, and
I
let me
don't
say
know if
this
she
before
wanted to
I yield
change
because I
him. I don't know if she wanted to
yeah.
change him. But
I help
I
him.
think that she wanted to I think there were a lot of factors involved.
Uh-huh.
Because she's friends supposedly with this MU person. I think she took a play out of her playbook. The MU person was behind the scenes the whole time. I think that there were a lot
That's
of
the
people
cheer
egging
squad
them
I'm
on.
talking about. Yes.
And if you are the type of person that is um the type of person that this sort of thing excites you, and we know that they have both been on here for a minute, it will stand the reason that the ulterior motive was at some point, a little bit of it anyway, was not even a relationship. It was YouTube content. And so I think that needs to be taken into consideration.
When I
I think that she presented
Not
herself I think that as a woman, the way that she presented herself was absolutely um um uh unfortunate.
unfortunate.
And
I knew we were going to say the
so
same word. Miss Olivia, I know you said you're pressed from time. I'm going to go. It has been an absolute
thank
pleasure
you.
speaking to
Mhm.
you. You've been a great host. And I just want to say that remember this when he was ranting and raving in his drunkenness. And he
Mhm.
said, I don't like you. I was just
Yeah.
lonely. So for
Yes.
all the lonely hearts, y'all check your lonely heart before you get caught up. Bye, you guys. I'll see
Absolutely.
y'all
exactly.
in the street.
Yes.
Thank you, Sassy, for coming up. I really appreciate you. You got to come over more often, love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bye, you guys.
Okay. Bye bye. Have a good day. And so but intentional, I understand, like I said, I understand what you are saying too.
And Miss Olivia,
And
I understand, your
yeah,
everything that you said too, because what really was triggering for me was when the cash apps and you know, I was on that live and I'm like, I hope she don't provoke them. Because at this point I'm like, oh my God, this can turn, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then
I'm well, she
after
knew that
the
she couldn't
fact,
provoke.
after that,
Yeah,
it was still giggles there, and I'm like, oh my God, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it's
So yeah,
it's
I think that they both had ulterior motives. I think that they,
yeah,
at the end of the day, this whole thing was about YouTube content. At the end of the day, I think there was a bad reality show. There were several things, several issues clearly going on. But I think that it's unfortunate that she felt like for whatever reason she didn't needed to set herself up for this kind of situation. I think that at some point she is very embarrassed by the situation,
yeah,
and as
very.
well she
You got
should
it.
be, as well she should be.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
as far as Rob Rack goes, I don't care if he spend the rest of his life in jail, and that's not because of Tracy. It is because of the things that I have
Things that he
saw
was
and
doing.
learned
Yes.
about this individual, whether he be black or white. This kind of person is very dangerous to
I mean, it
society,
could have been
and I am
another
just
woman.
glad that he
I
didn't kill
mean,
nobody.
outside of Teresa, it could have been another woman. So I
Yes, it
agree.
could have been anybody.
Exactly. Somebody's daughter, auntie, sister, mama.
Right. It
So
could have
yeah,
been the next person that he met online. Do you see what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah, he could
Yes.
have killed somebody driving. Just any. He could have killed
Anything.
somebody playing with the gun. Just there are
Hmm.
all types of scenarios that are unsafe, and so I am glad that he is locked up. But look, intentional. Thank you so much for coming up. I really
Thank
have to
you.
go, and thank you so much for your commentary. I appreciate it. I
Thank
appreciate
you. Thank you
it.
for
Okay.
having me. Bye bye.
Right. Thank you for coming. Let
Hmm.
me read this, y'all, from Flo real fast, and I'm gonna get out of here because I really am pressed for time. Flo says, through my eyes, the whole situation screams entrapment. So imagine when he gets a lawyer, and they summons all the YouTube videos. Shaking my head, doesn't matter if it's deleted, it can still be summoned. And you're absolutely right about that. And so, like I said, it's so yeah. Fro said this isn't the end of Tracy. It's just getting started. California don't play about electronic communications. That's a good point. And on that note, y'all, I'm gonna have to go. And I thank everybody that came up and hit the link today. Especially you ladies. I think that everybody had something to offer. I think there was a lot of gems dropped today. And I hope that before you decide to online date or do anything like this, you will take into consideration whoever is listening, not only this situation, but all the things that have been discussed today. Because, like I said, I'm coming from a place of safety, and in my opinion, this whole thing from A to Z was an unsafe issue. It's very toxic. And so I don't hold any more. I don't have any compassion for Tracy or him. I think that they are too old to act this way, and that is just my opinion. And I think that as a woman in particular, because I am a woman, I think that you owe it to not only yourself, but also everybody that you come in contact with to have some degree of decorum about yourself, have some type of pride about yourself, have some type of self-love about yourself. And we know in particular, as women, as black women, we are the most unprotected women in society. And it's just not because Malcolm X quoted that. It is obvious because we see the levels of black femicide going on in this country alone. We see, death after death when it comes to black women, and at most, and most of those deaths are due to domestic violence issues. So I don't take domestic violence lightly. I also don't take a woman putting herself in the situation lightly. Because if you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. And you ought to care more about yourself than to put yourself into this type of situation. And on that note, I'm going to go on and get off of here because I'm going to be running late. Love you guys. Thanks again. Thanks again for everybody that showed up. Please hit that like button on your way out the door, the share button. And I hope you got something out of this conversation. And so I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye bye. Peace.